Hello and welcome to Heroes of Might and Magic 3 HD Edition. Regular viewers of my channel might be raising their eyebrows at this and wondering why I'm playing HD Edition, and there are three reasons for this. Firstly, HD Edition is still, at the time of recording, the only version of Heroes of Might and Magic 3 available on Steam, which means people who have heard about what a classic strategy game this is will probably end up hearing about HD Edition first, and indeed I know that people do still buy HD Edition, and I think it's really useful if I can actually speak a little bit about what HD Edition is like, and compare it to some of the alternatives, the obvious one being Heroes of Might and Magic 3 Complete Edition, which also at the time of recording is usually bought from GOG. I think it is useful if you are one of those people and you're new to the series and you're new to the game, to at least be aware that there are other versions of the game on offer that are sometimes considered more popular by the community for probably good reason, to be honest. The second reason is that I'm currently working on kind of a deep dive video which will explore in a lot of detail HD Edition compared to Complete Edition with mods, and it'll go into the various features that you won't get with HD Edition compared to other versions, and why a lot of regular players will probably recommend playing on Complete Edition instead. And it probably goes without saying that in order to make that video, I do need to have some footage of HD Edition, so I think it makes sense to do a map playthrough right now on HD Edition. The third reason is more selfish, which is that HD Edition does come with Steam achievements, and I like to think that one day I will get those Steam achievements done, or at least some of them. So we're going to start this off by picking the map Ascension, which is the second map listed on the list of scenarios. So it's probably one of the first scenarios you might experience if you do play this version of the game. We're going to be playing it on impossible difficulty, which means we start with no resources. We have to build ourselves up from complete scratch. The computer player will play to the best of its ability, which doesn't usually mean too much, but still, we will face resource penalties and stuff like that. So we're going to play as the Castle faction, which is kind of your go-to quintessential humanoid faction, mostly human units, namely pikemen, archers, swordsmen, monks, and cavaliers. Then you've also got non-humans like griffins, and angels are your best creatures. They upgrade into archangels, one of the best creatures in the game. Not sure if we're going to get that far in this particular scenario, but we're going to give it a go. For our starting hero, we want someone who is going to get going pretty quickly, or at least is going to have a fairly useful ability. So Valeska is one option for that. She comes with extra archers, which are good kind of low-tier basic range units. Edric is another good option, but I think the one I want to go for is actually going to be Sorscha, because Sorscha comes with a swordsman specialty, which means her swordsmen and crusaders will have some extra speed. For our starting bonus, we're going to go with gold, because obviously on impossible difficulty we start with no gold. Might as well try and get ourselves some gold if at all possible. The scenario description for Ascension is 3 lords, 3 regions. Each region is easy to hold, yet difficult to invade. Do you have what it takes to expand your borders and be rid of your pesky neighbours forever? So let's jump into this and let's kind of have a look at HD Edition and what it's like, its various features, and kind of the basic concepts of the game, just in case that's helpful. So this is our town screen. We can see that we've started off with 1000 gold, which is good, but we haven't started off with the Archer's Tower, which means I probably don't want to spend that gold just yet. If we look in our tavern, we've got Linus available, who comes with a few extra pikemen and a few extra archers. We've also got Edric available, who comes with a few griffins. So griffins are level 3 creatures. They're pretty good, but I think I'd probably go for Linus first. So first thing we're going to do with Sorscha is we're going to head out of the town. Swan Lake will give us, or Swan Pond even, will give us a bit of extra luck, but I think it stops our movement for the rest of the day, so that's not really what we want to do. I want to go to the southwest instead. We want to move straight towards this gold, I think. Let's grab the gold, that's 700. Let's keep going slightly to the west. So we can see that lots of imps are blocking our way forward, and to the north we're blocked off by lots of stone gargoyles. I think we can probably take on the imps. Probably can't take on the gargoyles, but that's as far as we can move for this particular turn. We've got 1700 gold, which means we can't afford to invest in a new hero. We also potentially want to save up 2500 gold for the town hall. That is probably what I'll do, because I can't see too much in the way of gold lying around. So I think, well, it kind of depends. The other argument for getting an extra hero is that we will get those extra creatures. So it's not just helpful for exploring and picking up more resources, it's also helpful for getting Sorscha a lot stronger. So let's take our first fight, and we're going to face an immediate disadvantage of HD Edition, which is that most people who are playing this game now will be used to using the HD mod, which enables you to split your creatures into multiple stacks just by holding control and left clicking. So we have to kind of manually do it one at a time. This is definitely worth doing because having 7 different stacks gives us a lot of options that just having 2 stacks doesn't. So if we go up against these imps, we don't really gain too much, but it does allow us to progress, so let's just go for it. Okay, so we're fighting them on swamp terrain. We can see there are actually quite a few of them. We have 2 stacks that are actually going to be able to do some damage, so we have the stack of 4 archers, which is not going to do much. And I think more importantly, we have the stack of 15 pikemen, and I think we're going to be relying on them most of all. These guys have 5 speed, whereas these only have 4 speed, so we want to try and pull up some of our stacks just to block them in and protect ourselves, because we are going to be attacked by the imps before we can attack them. Let's actually change some of these settings. So this is the fastest animation speed. I think we want to put on movement shadow so we can see how far we can move, and I think the rest should be fine. If we look at these are 5 speed. We want to go around 6 hexes away from them just to draw them in. I think this is maybe a bit too close actually, we'll see. If they kill me off, that's fine. It's possible these guys will actually block them off, which they do, so we do stay safe. I think I could have actually been killed there, but we did get away with it. Okay, so we're going to go for the big stack of 9 because we want to weaken those as much as possible. Then we're going to wait. I'm going to send these up to block. And these guys, we're just going to try and keep these imps as far away from our archers as possible. Going to defend with these pikemen for now, and we're going to let these imps come forward. So 6 imps, not actually strong enough to kill off a single pikeman. 8 imps, not strong enough either. They're starting to come up with more numbers, so let's shoot this stack. Let's go for the stack of 6, we do finish them off immediately, and let's defend with the rest of our stacks. Can actually block off these pikemen, which is probably worth doing. So the stack of 5 goes for the 1 stack, doesn't manage to kill them, which is good. Another stack of 5 comes up and does manage to kill them. I should still be able to block off my archers for now, so this should be fine. Let's take these out, let's defend with these, and let's block off the archers with these. We do get morale, which means we can move again, but I want to stay exactly where I am, so I'm going to defend. Stacks come up, they do attack me. They can't quite get round to attack my archers, but they do get morale, which means I thought they would go for my archers. They have blocked them off, which means I'm stuck with the melee penalty, but I don't actually take a loss just yet. I might take a loss later. We want to go for the strongest stack possible with this 15 stack. We do manage to take them out, and I'm not actually going to be able to escape from these, so I think the best thing I can do is defend, get a bit of extra defense skill. I might not lose an archer, although I do in the end. Okay, that's kind of annoying. I'm going to wait with these. I'm going to attack the 5 stack. And then if we look at this, we've got 8 health left. These guys only have 1 on their on the top creature in their stack. If we attack these, we're going to do... I'm not really sure, probably enough to kill 2 of them, which we do. And they're not able to kill us in response. So we do take 1 loss to our archers, 5 losses to our pikemen. But overall, I think that's worth it because it does enable us to continue progressing through the map. So we can see an alchemist lab, which is going to give us a daily supply of mercury. Mercury is a useful resource, but not really at this stage of the game. Unfortunately, there is a massive shrub blocking us off, which means we do have to cross the swamp. When we cross the swamp, it's not our native terrain, which means we are going to be using a lot of movement points. We're not going to be able to travel too far. We can see our orbit down there, which is something we definitely want to go for. Unfortunately, we don't have enough gold, so just going to have to end the turn. Next turn begins, I am going to go straight for an extra hero, so I'm going to go for Loinus. And I'm going to send Loinus to the east instead. Going to see if there's any free resources we can pick up. As unfortunately it is completely blocked off, so we've got lots of dwarves and lots of archers. Can't take a fight with either of those. So best thing I can do is either I can go back to my town, potentially pick up some reinforcements, or I can take the reinforcements I already have and just get as close to Sorscha as possible, which I think is the best thing I can do. Sorscha I'm going to send to the south. I'm going to pick up this ore pit because we do need ore in the early game. We also need a sawmill. I'm not sure where exactly we find that. We've only got 200 gold left to spend, which is not enough to build any of these buildings. So, only thing we can do is just end the turn there. Alright, so if we come back up, we can probably meet Loinus. We can get pretty close. First, let's see how many movement points this actually uses up. So that's pretty much all our movement points gone. Let's see if we can actually have them mate. So if we do this, we have 4-speed pikemen and 4-speed archers. Sometimes if you mix units together, your slowest units will actually determine the amount of movement points you get in the next turn. It doesn't make a massive difference, but it does make kind of a massive difference. It kind of depends on the situation, but it's definitely worth having as fast units as possible when you're in your turn. In this case, there's not really too much we can do. We're going to have to just end the turn there, I think. Still no really good income. We need to find a bit of extra gold as soon as possible, and we need to get ourselves that town hall for sure. So this leads to a black market, which is a place you can buy artifacts. Don't really need to do that. Gonna go in this direction instead. So we can see a redwood observatory, which is going to reveal most of the land. We can also send Loinus to the west, and I want to see if we can actually access this stuff. So this gives us access to a few good resources. We could actually trade for the Badge of Courage or the Helm of the Alabaster Unicorn, but not really worth doing. I think we want to hang on to our ore, and we can't actually go any further to the west, so let's just keep going in Sorscha's direction. Unfortunately, we still have no good source of gold, so I think maybe I should have gone for the Town Hall instead. Although with that said, we should be able to take more fights just for having these extra units from Loinus. We can see a second town is available. It's Backwater, which is not the most encouraging name. Let's actually split these into a few different stacks once again. We can see the fortress town is defended by a few gnolls. That should be fairly easy, but still going to split these up just to be safe. Okay. Let's go straight for this. We could also go for the gold, but that requires us to take on lots of Walking Dead. Probably doable, but let's not do it just yet. I'm going to go straight for the town. It's 14 gnolls. That should be completely fine. This is their native terrain. They are swamp creatures. So they are going to be up to 5 speed, which means they are going to be faster than us. They're a bit too far away for us to do full damage. Just going to pull my units in. Okay, so we successfully lure them towards the bottom of the battlefield, which does enable us to do a little bit more damage with our archers before they reach us. Okay, so we attack again. They're down to 9 gnolls. I think once we get them in full damage range, we should be able to pretty much finish them off. Yeah, so they're down to 5 gnolls. We can just move these out of the way. And they come a little bit closer. They get 2 goes in a row because they waited. And then we can finish them off. So we do take 1 loss, but that's fine. Alright, that is definitely worth it for a second town. That's an immediate extra 500 gold per turn. We also already have access to Lizardmen here, which are pretty good range units. Definitely going to be very good against Walking Dead. So we're going to go for these 9 Lizardmen. I think that is worth doing. And we're going to step out pretty much immediately. If we go to the northwest, we can access the water wheel, but I don't think we actually have access to that. I don't think we can actually get through this gap. Definitely can't take on a pack of Dendroid guards. They're much too strong for us. If we go to the south, we have the Warrior's Tomb, which could be a very good artifact. We've got access to a free gem pond. We also need to get ourselves the sawmill, which is the thing that's guarded by lots of stone gargoyles. That has to be done. But I think in the meantime, we do have to keep building up our gold as much as possible. So let's start moving towards the Walking Dead. And let's send Loinus into the swamp instead. What I could actually do is I could take a single Lizardman, which will enable me to move across the swamp because it is my native terrain. Will enable me to move across the swamp with minimal, in fact, no movement penalty. So I am going to take just a single Lizardman. I would rather have done it with a gnoll, but it's a bit late for that. Anyway, that will allow me to cross over the swamp very easily. I can get myself this Warrior's Tomb. Warrior's Tombs can provide you with extremely powerful artifacts if you're lucky. But yeah, 700 gold, there's not really too much else we can do. I think we just have to end the turn. As we can see, our first opponents have become visible. Doesn't look like we have the repeat turn button on this version of the game. Appears to be another thing that's missing from HD Edition. But I think we saw a ship to the north, or possibly just someone moving across this kind of beach. And then I think we saw someone possibly quite close to our town, which would be kind of concerning. We're going to go for the gem point, which is +1 gems per day, and we're going to go in this direction. Going to pick up these gems, and we're going to go for this, see what it is. So it's the Hellstorm Helmet, which is +5 knowledge. That is definitely worth it. That's 50 spell points extra for our main hero. We have dropped our morale of this hero, which is going to mean that we will miss some turns on our creatures, but we're not actually using this hero for any fights, so that's completely fine. Lots of Walking Dead should be very much doable. So let's go straight for this. I'm going to swap some of these units around. I'm going to put our strongest stacks at the bottom instead. And we're just going to have a few 1 stacks, protecting the archers. Okay, let's go for this. So Walking Dead are extremely slow, zombies are a little bit faster. Have to be a little bit careful of them. Good thing about Walking Dead is them being so slow means we do have the opportunity to actually wait with our ranged creatures instead. Wait for them to get a little bit closer, and then we can potentially do a bit more damage with our shots. Though unfortunately I think they are a bit too far away still. Gonna go for the zombies first. We don't do too much damage to them, but they're not really too dangerous, so I don't think we have to worry too much. Let them come a bit closer. Still can't go for a full powered shot because they are slightly faster, so they get to go next. Can go for a full powered shot on these, so let's do it. And these guys are 3 speed, which means they can go 1, 2, 3. They can go up to this spot here, which means I think we want to go to this. And we're going to try and pull them away so that we can focus on the zombies instead. Alright, so zombies are 4 speed, which means 1, 2, 3, 4. They can go to this hex just here, and what I'm actually going to do is I think I'm going to let them kill this pikeman. We want to bring them in as soon as possible so that we can attack with our stack of 27 pikemen. Can go for a full powered shot on these, but I think we want to try and weaken these zombies as much as possible. So we're going to wait with these. We're going to defend with these 2 stacks. And this stack is just going to wait. We're going to let the zombies come in. They kill those off, we can go for a full powered shot with the lizard men. These guys shuffle slightly closer. So with them being in that position, we can actually get past them because it's currently in the wait phase of the turn. So us being faster, we do get to move past them. And then the next round will begin pretty soon. We actually get morale anyway, so that's fine. Next round will begin pretty soon, which means we do get an extra movement on those creatures if we want to. Alright, so those things inflict disease on us, which is not as bad as it sounds. It's a bit of a penalty to our attack and defense, but that's okay. So we're going to wait with these. We're going to hope that these get pulled to the east instead of coming towards our archers. And weaken these some more. They go for the lizard men. Not able to really kill them. Okay, so sadly the distraction tactic didn't work, and the Walking Dead are coming towards us. Gonna have to weaken them as much as we can. I don't think there's much we can do with this. What I will do is I'll put them in range, and we'll see if they go for it. I don't think they will. I think they'll keep coming towards our archers, but we'll see what happens. Full powered shot from the lizard men, and they do actually go the wrong way, which means we can continue to weaken them. Should be able to do this with pretty much no losses. Apart from the ones we've already taken, obviously. There we go. So that's 385 experience, which is pretty good. It does give us a level up. We're going to go for advanced offense. So we've not actually looked at the skills yet. So basic leadership is a bit of extra morale, and advanced defense is extra 20% damage on our hand-to-hand units. So in this case that is going to be pikemen. Okay, so the way forward is guarded by several champions, which is... I'm actually surprised by how difficult that is. That is not a fight we can take at all. Might be time to start going back towards the original base. First though, we do have 2,500 gold to spend, and I think this time I am going to go for the town hall. I'm a little bit scared of this town because it could be attacked. It's also day 7, which means we do get a fresh batch of creatures next week. We can't go for the town hall in this town because we need a tavern. So I'm going to go for the town hall in this town, but I'm a little bit worried it could be attacked. So I'm going to start bringing Sorscha back. I don't like to be so passive, but we clearly can't push through several champions. That's like a super high level unit. Level 6 unit could easily destroy us. So don't think there's much else we can do. So we end the turn. We don't see any more movement from the Tan player, which suggests they're not too close to us, which is good. We're going to start moving back, continue moving back with Sorscha, and we should be good now to take on the stone gargoyles. That should be fine. We're going to see if we can speed her up slightly using Linus. So let's pass all of the non-swamp creatures across to Linus. We want to try and give Sorscha as much movement as possible. So Sorscha can now travel across the swamp with a relatively low level of penalty. And we've got 1,500 to spend, I think. Well, I can't really do too much at the moment. What we really need is the marketplace. We need some wood. Once we get the marketplace, we can start building towards the city hall, which is an extra bit of income. We can also go for the town hall in this town, which I think I will go for first. So we need to get ourselves a tavern. Let's actually check out what's in our town. So we've got Ingham, who comes with 7 archers. That's pretty good. I also have Alagar, who comes with the Ice Bolt spell, which is also pretty good. Could actually go for him. That's pretty tempting. But still, first things first, we're going to go straight for this wood because we really do need it. We need to pass our units across first. Can't quite reach with Linus, which means I think best thing we can do is just pick up a few resources on our way. I'm going to leave that for Linus. I'm going to try and save Sorscha's movement points as much as possible. Alright, so Sorscha is going to get as close as she can. And then Linus is just going to move up in this direction. Looks like Sorscha needs to be slightly closer. Then going back to this town, we still don't have any wood, so we can't invest in the town hall. What we could do is we could save our gold instead, or we could go for the citadel, which is an extra 50% growth to our creatures. In this case, we only have pikemen available in this town, which is not great. The other option would be to go for Ingham. I feel like Ingham's a good choice. Let's get those extra units. And let's start bringing these across. Maybe that was a mistake because there's really not much gold available, but oh well. I think it's fine. Okay. We're going to end the turn there. Then Linus is going to come up. He's going to pass all of the units across. And I'm going to start taking him back to the west. We're going to go and explore to the west of our fortress town. We're going to pass all of our units back to Sorscha. This is another thing where if you play on Complete Edition, you do have access to the HD mod, and you do have hotkeys which speed a lot of this kind of army management stuff up. Okay, so we're now up to 15 archers, 41 pikemen. So we should be able to take this fight. Let's go for it. So gargoyles are tier 2 creatures, so they're kind of good. They're pretty bulky, but I don't think they're going to threaten us too much. Problem with setting up our archers the way we have is that it is actually pretty difficult to protect both of them at once. On the upside, lizardmen are pretty good defenders, so we should be pretty okay. So these guys have 6 speed, which means they can't quite reach us, but if we put a unit right in front of the lizardmen, they will be attacked. So we're going to go to this hex instead. Then we do get morale, we're just going to wait. And we're going to wait with these as well. We're going to shoot these just in case they do reach us at some point, and then we're going to defend. And I could send these forward to take the hit, but I think I'm just going to wait in this hex instead. These guys come slightly closer. I could wait, because I think these will get slightly closer if I do. We'll see. No, so they don't come any closer. I do want to go for a full-powered shot, so I'm going to go straight for these. And then we're going to defend with these 3 units. Our archers are definitely at risk. That could be a problem. Might want to just send my pikemen up to get involved. Thing is, the pikemen do need to potentially defend the lizardmen as well. I think I'm going to focus on my lizardmen. I'm going to defend for now. Everyone is going towards the archers. Good news is... Oh, that was not fun. Good news is the archers are not attacked just yet, and one of our pikemen does actually survive. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait with these, and then this is just a 1 stack, so if we attack the stack of 8, they will then retaliate, and they can only retaliate once per round. Which means we can then attack them with our stack of archers. And it should be fairly safe. Next round, though, is going to be horrific. They're going to swarm all over us. Going to do a lot of damage to the archers. Yep, so we take some losses. I'm going to wait for now. So I could finish these off, or I could move to the top of the map and take on the gargoyles directly. So our lizardmen still have full health, and I think we do need our pikemen involved up there, so I'm going to send them up. Okay, so these guys get another turn. They have 5 speed, these guys have 6 speed. There's no way we can escape them, so I think best thing to do is just to go in defensive stance, try and minimize our losses as much as possible. There we go, so we take a couple more losses, we're going to wait. We're going to send these guys up to take on the stronger stack. Then we're going to shoot these. So then we do have the option of attacking these, but I think we take 1 loss either way, if I'm working this out correctly, so I'm going to go for this. Goes for the pikemen instead. Okay, so not the nicest of losses, but the good news is we do finally have access to a sawmill, and it's possible we can keep progressing in this direction, which is definitely worth doing. Let's send Ingham up to claim the sawmill, that's +2 wood per day, and I was hoping we could reach this wood because we could really use it this turn, but never mind. Let's go northeast instead. Let's keep exploring with Sorscha. Okay, so this might be open. We can't take on unicorns, they're really strong. Lots of wolf riders is... That might be a bit much. I'm not sure we're ready for that. It's possible, but I think we probably want to get ourselves a spellbook. Unfortunately, this is 4 turns away, which is... Yeah, this is going to be quite slow going, I think. Okay, so let's just end the turn there. We can see Tan does emerge. So Tan has Krellian. Let's actually check this out. So our opponents are Elishar, who is a Rampart player, and Krellian, the Stronghold player. Krellian must be Tan's strongest hero. Is currently approaching our fortress base, but pretty sure he can't reach us. So that should be okay. Let's go and pick up this wood first and foremost. So that's immediately a big boost to our wood. We're going to go for the tavern. And then we're going to go back to this base, and we're going to pick up, I think, the Archer's Tower, because we do need to start getting some units. Then we're going to start bringing Sorscha back, and this is quite slow going, but I think we do have to send her back because she doesn't currently have a spellbook. In order to get a spellbook, she needs to build, she needs to visit the Mage Guild. So let's go and sort that out. Okay, so Tan is looking really close to our town, but not actually able to reach us as we've already established, so don't have to worry too much about that just yet. Let's pick up the Mercury, and let's go to the west. Okay, so this is blocked off by lots of stone gargoyles, which means it's pretty much a dead end. Gonna start coming back towards our base. Ingham is gonna go for... Well, first Sorscha has to get across. So Sorscha's gonna go across to this. We're going to pass her units straight back. And I could take a lizardman just to travel slightly more efficiently. I don't like to use lizardmen for this because they are quite useful, but I think being able to travel across this swamp is really useful, saving movement points. Okay, so Sorscha's going to go up to the base. We can go straight for the Mage Guild, but I think... Well, the Mage Guild is very tempting because we do now have 70, I think 70 spell points, possibly 60. Either way, it's far more spell points than we have any right to at this stage, so I am going to go for this now. Then I'm going to go for the spellbook. Unfortunately, we don't have Magic Arrow, which is the spell I was really hoping for. We could do a lot of damage with that. These spells will buff our creatures, but that's not necessarily what we need most. Going back to this town, we do want to go for the town hall, but I think we can afford to wait a little bit longer. And we need to leave Sorscha in our town overnight, because that's going to give her all of her spell points back. Okay, so let's end the turn there. And there's no further movement from our opponents. Okay, so I would like to go for Mage Guild level 2, but it's not going to be an option. We're going to go to this town, and I think we're just going to go for the town hall. Keep it simple, keep the gold coming, I think that does make sense. Okay, so we're going to try a slightly different arrangement this time, because I think splitting our two units, our two stacks of ranged creatures on opposite sides of the field isn't really working too well, so we're going to try and block them all at the top instead. Alright, so lots of dwarves should be doable, lots of archers also doable, but we will take some losses as we approach them. That does give us some gold, which is really tempting, but it's only a small pile of gold, which is not much. I think we'll leave that for later. Let's go straight for the dwarves. Okay, so they start with a stack of 8 battle dwarves, which are a little bit faster. Normal dwarves are quite slow, but it is their native terrain, so they can move towards us pretty quickly. This is not ideal, but yeah, so one thing about doing this, is we do have to waste a turn on our archers just moving to a more defended location. We're going to send the big stack up to the top. And I think we can protect these. Let's see. Maybe not, actually. Okay, so if they get morale, we're in some trouble, but what I can do is I can try and pull them away by moving as close to them as possible. So we have 60 spell points. Blessing the Lizardman doesn't really help us too much, but Blessing the Pikeman is going to make a massive difference to how much damage they do. Okay, let's move up. Let's try and tempt the Battle Dwarves towards us. Do some damage to them if we can. Okay, so they do go for the attack. We can now go for Bless on the Pikeman. The Pikeman have 5 speeds, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Easily enough. I think we want to do that for sure. So we keep weakening these, then these should do enough damage now to probably finish them off. Not quite, but still. Okay, so the dwarves are approaching us. I think we now want to try and pull back from them slightly. Yeah, we really don't need to engage just yet. So 4 speed on these, we can stay safe. Let's just go straight for the Battle Dwarves. Then next round begins, they come a little bit closer, we're going to keep weakening them. So these guys have 5 speed, which I don't think is quite enough, or in fact I think it is. Let's weaken these some more. Then we're going to bless these. Go for the biggest stack of 8. Do a nice chunk of damage, we take a loss in response, but that's fine. Lose another pikeman there, that's also fine. Go for this stack first. And let's defend. They're not able to break through, and we should be able to finish them off. Okay, 3 losses, that's not bad at all. Alright, basic air magic is definitely worth getting. I want to try and get myself some better spells though. So we can see some more wood there, which I think we could go for, although it's not really needed. We can go for that with another hero instead. We've got access to a free crystal cavern. About to run out of movement points, so let's go for this now. Loinus, I think, could go and explore towards the champions just to see what's there. So there's a homestead, centaur stables. These are all rampart dwellings, which doesn't really help us too much. I'm gonna go back towards this base. Then we've got Ingham, who's gonna go towards this, gonna claim this. Gonna claim the Mercury. Start coming back. And let's end the turn there. So Krelian should be moving. I'm not sure why Krelian is staying put. Has a pretty strong force, but maybe the AI is screwing up, maybe the AI thinks it should be able to go through this. I mean, that's going to really weaken Tan. I'll take it, but it does feel a bit cheesy. Alright, so Lonis doesn't have too much to be doing. I think I am going to go towards this Sulfur, which I did forget to pick up earlier. Alright, so Sorscha can take on a pack of Archmagi. That's not something we want to do. If we go towards the Tree of Knowledge, that's a potential level up, but we might have to pay for it. I think more useful if we go to the southeast. Ah. So we actually already have access to blue. Yeah, so blue I think has already opened this up. I'm not sure we're actually strong enough to take him on. It's day 7, which means we do want to go for... Ideally we'd go for something that increases our growth, but we don't really have the resources for that. So I think we go for a marketplace. Just for now. The alternative is we go for the upgraded Archer's Tower. That gets us Marksman. Marksman shoot twice instead of once, so that's a massive upgrade. It's really not great for our economy, but I think it's the obvious thing to do. Alright, so we're sending him up to pick up some Marksman next week. And Sorscha could go for the Harpies, and could try and go for the gold mine, but I think we want to actually try and pull her back slightly, just to keep her safe. I guess the Harpies should be fine. Let's take the extra gold. Yeah, so I'm a little bit worried about going towards this gold mine, but I think we risk it. Okay, so that is rather a lot of Harpies, which is not what you want to see, but just gonna have to deal with it, I think. Okay, so same situation here, we just want to try and block these off with as many strong stacks as possible. In fact, I should probably actually move the pikemen slightly closer. So Harpies do this strike and return thing where they hit us and then move straight back, which means they effectively work as ranged creatures. We probably want to get closer to them. These guys have 6 speed. I think I just leave the stack here just to distract them. I'm going to go for this stack, which will attack us first, and they're actually all moving towards the 1 stack, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but we'll take that. Let's just keep weakening them as much as we can. Alright, so I'm going to step this stack out. Need to make sure we stay out of range of these. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're already kind of going to struggle to stay out of their range. So I think we're going to take a lot of losses doing this. But I'm going to shield these, and I'm going to send them in, but not just yet. Okay, so no choice but to send them in, because they are slower. So we're going to take some damage from the Harpies, but we're going to try and protect the rest of our units as much as possible. Okay, so the good news is they do survive the first hit from the Harpies, so that's 1 less stack to take some damage from. These guys go for our pikemen. We finish them mostly off. Let's keep weakening these as much as we can. We're going to bless these once again, and we're going to go for a stack of 6. Do finish them off. So I think there's no point moving any closer because they're all going to focus on the pikemen. I'm going to go for these instead. Shouldn't have done that because they do get to go first, and I could have killed more off with the retaliation, but never mind. Alright, so we're going to go for this stack of 3 next. Then we're going to bless these. Go for the stack of 6. That should be pretty much it. Yeah. Okay, 7 losses, that's not too bad, but the big question really is, what does blue have, and can we actually survive an encounter? I'm not sure we can. We take the gold mine, that's an extra 1,000 gold per day. We'll keep that for as long as we can, and let's just see if they come towards us. It's definitely a risk. I am actually going to pick up a single marksman because it's going to be a bit of extra movement. They're 6 speed. Yeah, so these guys are 4 speed, these guys are 6 speed. If we end the turn with a marksman, that gives us a bit of extra movement points next turn. Okay, let's end the turn there. So blue actually doesn't appear I think maybe I could actually go aggressive, but I think also we do want to go back towards our town, and we want to try and upgrade these archers. So Griffin Tower, we need the blacksmith and the barracks. Barracks, we need the blacksmith. Blacksmith, we need some more wood. So to get more wood, we can pick some up. Let's go for that first. We could also go and hire some dwarves, but I don't really think it's worth the gold. Alright, so we go for the wood, then we go back to this base, and we do now have a couple more options. So we can go for blacksmith, that's only 1,000 gold, that's not bad. We can start building towards the city hall, which I think is worth doing this week. So let's go with the marketplace first. So we need the marketplace and we need the blacksmith. We go for the blacksmith next turn, then we can go for the barracks. Barracks gives us swordsman. Swordsmen are Sorscha's specialist unit, which means they do have extra speed. That should work. There's not really too much to do with Linus. I'm going to start bringing him back to this base. Okay, so let's check this out. So we make 3,000 gold per turn. We want to make sure we have at least 5,000 in 2 turns' time. So we've effectively got a 10,000 gold budget, which means we can afford to spend pretty much everything we can on marksman. I hope I've worked that out right, I'm not 100% sure. Alright, we're going to take these, and we're going to bring them back. One more thing we can do is we can spend the gold on a marketplace, which will get us to City Hall at some point in our fortress town. I think I would like to do that. Okay, end the turn there, and it looks like blue is on the water, and also looks like Krellian is just going to wait there and pick up the water wheel from time to time. Blue is on the water, which means could potentially land and attack us, although we're very well protected. We've got all this rock, so if he's going to land, he has to land in this part of the map. He might not actually have too much to the northeast. We could maybe go a bit more aggressive. I have to make sure that we have 5,000 gold next turn. We want the blacksmith. Okay, so if we were to buy an extra hero like Edric, that gives us some extra units. Cuthbert has basic estates, which gives us 100 gold per turn. Kind of useful. I would like to go for Cuthbert, but we have to make sure we do get that gold back. Maybe we just delay it by an extra turn. I think I will go for that because I do want to go more aggressive. So I'm going to upgrade these. And I'm going to buy just a few pikemen. Okay, so we're going to take the unupgraded archers. We're going to pass the rest over to Ingham. Okay, we bring the archers back. We can upgrade them next turn, and we can send Ingham up to Sorscha. Pass all of these ranged units across. So we do have the option of going for the archers that are guarding the pile of gold. I'm not sure it's worth the losses. Although, we should get more than we lose. But then it's also the question of whether it's worth the movement points. It probably is worth the movement points, although we would have to move Ingham out of the way, so let's try this. Alright, so that's a few movement points, lots of archers. They're literally just guarding some gold and that's it, it's not the best prize. I think we go east instead. Yeah, so this actually does not lead to blue at all. It's a complete dead end. To get any further we have to take on a pack of Archmagi, or we can take on several War Unicorns, or we can take on a pack of Champions. Several War Unicorns has to be the easiest of those options, so I think that's what we're building towards. Might as well go and claim this. Just show us a bit more of the map up in that direction. We can see some Mercury to claim, and an Alchemist Lab that we don't really need. Alright, we're going to send Loinus back to this base. We're going to wait here for a turn, and we're going to put Ingham... I think we just put Ingham between our heroes. What I could do instead is I could go to the Tree of Knowledge just to check it out. I'm going to claim this. We're not going to recruit anything because it's not worth the gold. Loinus is going to stay put, and Cuthbert is also going to stay put. Okay, so there's blue, and Tan is also travelling in a boat. So this is Oris. I'm guessing Oris is kind of taking Krellion's place as Tan's best hero. She could actually land and do some damage to us. But that's fine. Alright, so first things first, let's go check this out. Okay, so it's a completely free level, we don't have to pay. I think we should go for that. Alright, so Sorscha's going to go up in this direction. Let's go to the obelisk because it will reveal the location of the Grail, or at least part of it. We want to try and hang on to our gold for now. So we are making 3,125 gold per turn. That is because of our estate's specialty, not specialty, estate skill giving us an extra 125. So we can afford to end this turn on around 2,000 gold, which means we shouldn't go for the barracks just yet. We can upgrade these. We can start bringing these up. So let's go to Sorscha. Let's leave Sorscha with just the fastest units she has. And again, this is very much a thing that is a lot faster on Complete Edition. HD Edition, you have to faff around with army management a lot more. Okay, so I think we end the turn there. I really don't think there's much we can do with Loinus at this point. Could maybe go to the black market and look at what we can buy, but not really worth doing. So let's end the turn. Didn't actually check out what blue has, but blue could actually attack us. Let's see what they have. Okay, so several wood elves and lots of centaurs. That should be fine. We should be able to just recruit 18 lizard men. That won't be a problem. Alright, so next thing to do is we need to give Sorscha her units back. Okay, so she got her units back, and we're probably approaching the point now where we could maybe take on several war unicorns. First things first though, we have to see how the fight goes with the wolf riders. Let's actually move Ingham out of the way. Let's go to this first, just in case. That actually used up a lot of movement points. I should have maybe gone for the fight instead. But we do get basic earth magic, which is good. We're going to go back to Ingham. We're going to check this out. So this reveals a fair chunk of the map. I can't immediately recognize that, to be honest. I'm guessing it's right at the north of the map because we can see a northern coastline. Maybe. If we check this again, there's kind of a flat coastline and something else to the southwest. More water to the southwest. Flat coastline. No, I don't think that's here. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong, but I don't think that's relevant to us right now. Okay, let's go for the Wolf Riders. Would prefer not to, but it's the much faster way of getting to the unicorns. Let's do it. If they get morale, we could be in some real trouble, but I think they'll stay back. They do. Okay, so let's wait with these. Let's bring these guys up. And we're going to defend. And move these guys up to defend them. And I think we can probably keep our guys safe. So these are 2 hex units, which means we don't have to perfectly block everything off. We do this instead. That's a problem. Okay. That doesn't quite work. If we get morale with one of these 2 units, that does still work, but that's not the way I was hoping that would go. I want to keep these guys towards the bottom, try and lure them down, and I think we want to go for Bless on these. Just do as much damage as possible, as soon as possible. There we go, so they're not really a threat anymore, and they do actually go for the bottom stack. So we survive, but they do get to attack twice, and we're going to wait. I'm going to bring these guys up just to block. So this is now a successful block because there's only 1 hex that they can get through. and they're not going to be able to do that with 2 hex units. Okay, not able to kill us off, and we can finish them. So, just the 1 loss. It's looking positive. I really don't know if this is a stupid idea. Several war unicorns, so at most it's 9. They've got 120 hit points each. We've got 35 spell points. Big stack of marksmen. So what I could do is I could invest in the barracks and bring up some swordsmen, but not going to make much of a difference. I could also go for Edric. Get some extra pikemen. Can Edric actually reach us in 2 turns? I think he probably can't. Although, we can just chain them across. So if we chain them across towards the east, that should be fine. Maybe going swordsman does make sense. We can get ourselves a few crusaders. It's going to be quite expensive, but it just gives us that extra bit of insurance against the war unicorns. We do have to go for the barracks at some point. I would like to go for the city hall. I think I'm still going to go for the city hall. I feel like that's the right choice. I might have horrendously miscalculated this, but I think that should be fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to recruit Edric next turn. That's going to give us a few extra units. We're going to chain those up to Sorscha, and we're then going to take the fight. So we need a few strategically placed heroes, so we're going to put Cuthbert just there. We're going to send Ingham up to claim this. Okay. I think that works. Alright, so we've also got 820 that we can spend. There's no point spending it in this town. We can't afford to buy anything. Let's just end the turn. So blue is not coming to attack us, which means we are free to do what we please this turn. So let's go for Edric. Let's see what else we can recruit. So we've got 38 pikemen available to us. Let's just go for all of them. Although, will stop us from building anything this turn. So I could get the upgraded guardhouse and go for halberdiers instead. I could also go for the blacksmith in this town, start building up the economy some more. I'm going to go for that. And we'll spend the rest on just some pikemen. Okay, so this is a big chunk of pikemen. It's going to help us quite a lot. Also take a couple of griffins, and let's just bring these up. Okay, I think we're strong enough to do this. 80 pikemen. We have some good spells. Let's go for this. Okay, so it's actually 8 war unicorns, which is not the worst possible outcome. They also come straight forward, which means if they get morale, we are really in a lot of trouble. We would really not be ready for that at all. Oh, they do get morale, but these guys are not close enough. It's just the 1 stack, so they don't do enough damage to really kill us off. Okay, so this is not telling us how much damage we do. That's another missing feature. HD mod would tell us. I think maybe Shadow of Death, the most updated official version of the game, would also tell us. Alright, so blessing these is really tempting, but these guys are 4 speed, so they can't reach. Let me just check they can defend. Yeah, so they can defend the marksman. I think we bless these just to be safe. Pretty sure we... No, we don't actually kill them off, so I think that was probably the right decision. Gonna send these across just to try and distract. We're gonna move these guys to here. Big stack of 80 is gonna have to take a bad hit, and the rest of our units just gonna try and defend as best we can. Try and hold them back for as long as possible. As they do go for the 1 stacks. These guys come for the stack of 80. They actually blind us, which is really not good news. Okay, these guys are still blessed, so let's go for the stack of 2. Don't manage to kill them off, so they got 58 health left. So Cure is one option. I think we probably have to do that. Then I go for these. These guys are free to attack, we're going to go for this stack. Kill one of them off, get immediately re-blinded. So the Lizardmen are going to take some damage, we lose a few marksmen as well. Yeah, this is painful, because the thing is, this doesn't actually get us too much. So we can kill these off if we want to. Let's wait. No, that doesn't work. Alright, if 7 of these attack a War Unicorn, I don't think they get the kill. No, I've really screwed this up. I shouldn't have waited with the marksman, because what I should have done is, I should have attacked, finished off this stack, sent the stack of 7 Lizardmen 1 hex forward, and then I've blocked off my marksman until one of these 2 stacks dies. I've not managed to do that, so I think I'm gonna have to cure these. And I think our marksmen just end up taking more damage. I'm gonna go for these. Then we finish these off. They're gonna go for the marksman, which really sucks, but 2 extra losses is not terrible. Everyone's coming up to fight us. Okay, so situation, these guys have 19 health, these guys 41, and these guys 105. I can definitely kill these off. I can move these 1 step forward. And maybe if I bless these, we could kill off the War Unicorn. Stronger one. But I think I want to move back and defend instead. So we sacrifice our lizards, and we're now free to attack. Kill those off, and we kill these off. Okay, so how much was that? Well, 5 marksmen, that kind of sucks. We've still got most of our pikemen, we've still got most of our marksmen, and we sacrifice the griffins and the lizardmen. Alright, we're going to go for advanced air magic. We've already got 2 good magic skills, so that's fine. Alright, so let's split these back up once again. Okay, so we're back to 7 stacks. Decision now is, do we go for Krelian? Krelian is definitely beatable. If we go to the north instead, we could go for his town, but he might threaten our town instead, so I think we do move towards him. Okay, so that reveals some more. Still not sure about that one. Okay, so Ingham is going to go and pick this stuff up. So this artifact is the bowstring of the unicorn's mane. I'm not sure if that's a deliberate choice by the map creator, but that gives us a bit of extra damage on our ranged creatures, but only if we have the archery skill, which we don't. So not too useful to us. Okay, I was hoping for advanced estates, but never mind. Alright, so I think we end the turn there. Let's see if Tan moves. So Tan actually lands, and comes to chase down our scout, which is really annoying. They're a bit stronger than I thought. Yeah, so they come to chase down Ingham. We are gonna have to just flee, I think. Yeah, I was hoping they wouldn't do that. Okay, so they've got that guy, and they've also landed with Oris. I think we have to go and take both of them on. Right now. So this is kind of scary, but I think we can just block off our marksman. Should be okay. Yeah, so the orcs are going to do some damage to us. I probably should have just attacked them, to be honest. might still do that. It's a bit of a waste of shots. Can also go for a full powered shot on the goblins, but they're not going to reach us next turn, so let's go for these first. Waste the rock's turn on that, let's go for these next. The Wolf Riders have gone back for some reason. I think that was maybe a bit of an AI blunder. They keep attacking with the orcs. We're going to send the rest of our units up to protect our pikemen. Okay, so now I think we have to turn our attention to the rest of his units. So let's bless these. Let's attack these next. Wolf Riders come forward, these guys come forward too. Okay, so I'm going to go for the rocks first, I think. Although, we can probably protect ourselves from the rocks. Not the goblins, but the rocks. I'm going to go for these. Then we block these off. Okay, so the rocks go for the pikemen instead, that's perfect. And then these guys are free to attack. We have already attacked the rocks. The rocks have already used their move, sorry. So, although it is tempting to attack them, it might be better to go for these instead. No, we should go for the goblins, I think. They're going to do the most damage to us. Then these guys probably go for the Wolf Riders, although rocks are already pretty damaged, so let's go for them. We do finish them off. Then we defend with these. These guys are free to attack. We want to just go for these for sure. And Krellian flees. We took a few losses there. It's kind of just attrition, but it's enough that I don't like the look of this. The thing that annoys me about this is I really want to explore to the north, but I also want to get in Oris's boat. If I move towards Oris, I'm pretty sure Oris just gets back in the boat, but I should still be able to attack. Alright, Cuthbert's going to go explore. We might lose his estate skill, but I think that's a risk we just take. Then we go back to this base, we're going to go for the barracks, we're going to start building up our creature production. And back in this base, we can't afford to do anything because of our lack of wood, but we can do some trading. Let's trade 14 ore. And let's go for Mage Guild level 1. So we should be able to get City Hall in that town pretty soon. If it does get attacked, that's a problem, but it's pretty well defended, a pack of champions. It's got to be pretty difficult to reach. Okay, so let's end the turn, let's see what they do. So Oris has not got back in her boat, but she's moved just far enough away that I can't really go for her, which is pretty annoying. Pretty tempted to go for her boat, but let's explore with Cuthbert first. Okay, let's have a look at this. So there's a lot of water. I feel like there's a chance this isn't too far from us, but I can't quite figure it out. So Cuthbert is probably quite close to Tan's base. We can probably defend from Oris. So if we go back to this, we want to get the monastery. That's going to require a bit more wood. That's fine. Let's go for the Griffin Tower for now. So we will lose our gold mine. That's the big problem. But it's probable that Edric can handle this himself. Let's just build some defenders. Maybe should have gone for the Citadel instead, because this is not the best force. Just gonna get as much as we can. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure this is really a good defensive force. We do have a fort, but it doesn't really help us too much. So she's got a few rocks. If that's like 5 rocks, or 4 rocks in fact, that's a problem. But I think she probably won't attack us. So Sorscha is free to choose between getting in the boat or following Cuthbert up towards what I assume is Tan's town, and I think I do want to go towards Tan's town. I think that's safer. That's all of our gold gone. I'd rather be investing, but I think we just have to go for that. So Tan does take that. Let's go and explore with Cuthbert. There we go, that is Tan's town. It's completely empty. It's about to be taken by Gerd. I'm gonna grab that. Oh wow, okay. So Tan has actually found the Grail. That's an extra 5,000 gold per day. That's very good for us now that we've got it ourselves. Plus 20 attack when defending against a siege. We don't have the Citadel in this town. We would need to build some defenders. It's day 1, so as the human player, we do get to pick up the units first before Tan gets a chance, which is pretty unfair, but there you go. Sorscha could also... no, she can't reach, so we, I think, definitely want to... they don't have a marketplace. We want to trade resources, but we also want to get the Citadel, for sure. Okay, so Citadel has to be our priority. We have to trade pretty much everything away. We would get much better exchange rates if we went for the marketplace instead. But Citadel's really going to help us defend. We don't really need these gems too much. I really just want to make sure we are able to hold this base, because this is definitely a base worth having. Let's go for the Citadel. Then we've got 4,000 to spend. Let's go firstly for Orcs. Then we want someone who's just going to be able to keep us nice and safe. So a big stack of 4 rocks is going to be nice and tanky. And I think we want at least 5 of these. Okay, so if we get rid of this because it's lowering our morale, we're going to split these guys into a few different stacks. Okay, so 200 left to spend. I could trade some more resources. Let's double check this. So Gerd might have a few spells. We are going to have an arrow tower, thanks to the Citadel. So a few rocks is a problem. A few ogres could be dangerous. It kind of depends. If Gerd has good spells, that's the big risk. But I think overall, I'm really loath to do this, but I think it is a good idea just to trade all of these resources and just make sure nothing can go wrong. We can get them back if we really need to, but an extra 2,000 to spend means we can go straight for 6 ogres. AI is going to really struggle to kill those off. Let's actually check this too. Let's go to our town. Let's look in the Thieves Guild. So yeah, Blue has, I assume, 1 town. Tan has 0 towns. It's possible that Blue has 2 towns and Tan has 1 town, but pretty sure that this is her only town, which means she is going to come and attack us. Either that, or she has to scramble around and attempt to survive. Sorscha should be fine if she attacks Sorscha instead. We split these up. That should be okay. We've still got 17 spell points left to go. So let's bring Sorscha up in this direction. Or we could move to the south instead, just to be ready for Oris, but Oris is not coming towards our town. We should be safe. Probably will come towards our town next turn, but still. Okay, so that should be fine. If we go back to Edric, we have a bit of gold spare, so we could invest in just a few more defenders. I think it does make sense just to get a few marksmen, so we have some kind of range. Okay, let's end the turn there, as Blue has now appeared and has landed. Oris does come to attack us in the town, so 2 rocks, that's not too bad. Only way she can really threaten us is if she has good spells. Okay. So I'm going to send these up to block off our orcs. She can't get through our walls just yet. No sign of any spells. Okay, so I can go for Bless on these, I think I probably will. And we're just going to try and weaken these a bit. Okay, so now we send some goblins up just to protect our rocks, and there's pretty much nothing these guys can do. Yeah, so if the rocks want to come in, they're not going to do too much. We can just wait with these. Rocks do come in, they go for the one stack. Wolf Riders are coming in too, but they're also blocked off. Just going to keep waiting, and these guys are free to attack. Let's go for the Wolf Riders, do finish them off. Let's wait with these. Then let's defend, there's no need to really engage. Do finish off the rocks with our arrow tower. 16 goblins should be safe to go for with our rocks. Then we defend. Ogres are very slow. We can do some damage to them with this. We can defend. We do lose a goblin to the ballista. We pull the rocks back. Then we defend. And we finish them off. That's good. Done. They still have Oris. So here's Blue's hero, that's Voy. She's pretty good. But what we can do now is, assuming Cuthbert is safe, we can take some of these units. Sorscha does have leadership, which means the usual loss of morale you get from mixing different alignments of units isn't really going to matter too much. Okay, let's go for this, although before we do, let's get a Mage Guild. Let's see if we can get Magic Arrow. There we go, we do get Magic Arrow. I'm going to send Cuthbert to the west, and we're going to look and see if Tan has any extra heroes that could come and attack us. Coast seems pretty clear, so let's jump Sorscha into the town. Let's go into the Mage Guild. That does get us Magic Arrow. We only have 18 spell points, but that should be enough. Let's go for this. Wow, okay. 39 Wood Elves. I did not expect that many. This is actually pretty bad. So our Magic Arrow is going to do 40 points of damage. That's not much. This might have been a mistake. There's a lot more units than I thought. They get morale too. This might have been a mistake, actually. This might be really bad. I shouldn't have done this. 9 Dendroid soldiers. Yeah, this was a real screw-up. I thought he was going to be a lot weaker than that. So, these guys have 5 speed. They're faster than us. Yeah, problem is, I really need to go for the Wood Elves with the rocks, but if I surrender, 5,000 gold. So it's going to be an extra 2,500 to hire this hero back. But I can't see how this ends well. What I could do is, I could drag it out slightly longer, go for a few more magic arrows on the Wood Elves. But no, I think the amount of damage the Wood Elves do to us is too significant. That was a real screw up. Gotta hold my hand up there, I did get that one completely wrong. Okay, so going back to this. We don't have enough to get our hero back unless we trade even more gems. Okay, so we get Sorscha back. That was a massive mistake. I should have looked at that more. To be fair, in my defense, lots of Wood Elves is anything between 20 and 49 Wood Elves. So for her to have that many Wood Elves is really unfortunate. Several Dendroid soldiers is anything from 5 to 9. There were 9 of those. So she was about as strong as she could possibly have been from the information we had. If she was a bit weaker, that might have been okay, but yeah, that wasn't good. So with the help of the Citadel, I think we should be fine, plus we got the plus 20 defense from the Warlord's Monument. She might actually go for this, because she won't know we have that. That could be fine. We do have to look out for Oris, but Oris is not coming to attack us, either because she doesn't know that there's a town here, or it's possible Tan does actually have an extra base. Anyway, unfortunately that does mean we don't have any gold to spend, so we just have to see what we can do. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so magic arrow, 40 points of damage. Do we have all of our spell points back? No, we still have just 14. That's not good. Also looks like they have ballistics because they're able to break through our walls straight away. I was hoping I'd get my spell points back. Maybe I should magic arrow Dendroid soldiers instead. Yeah, it's not good. We do have that plus 20 attack. That is really good. Come slightly closer. Alright, let's try and focus on defending our orcs, because they're the best range stack we have. The Wood Elves will be able to weaken us quite a lot. So I could maybe try and attack them using my rocks. It depends if the dwarves come forward or not. Okay, so free to attack. We can get a full-powered shot off on the gold golems. Let's go for that. They go for magic arrow on the marksman. These guys are now free to move out. If we attack the Dendroid soldiers, that's really not a good matchup for us. These guys have 4 speed, so we should be pretty safe from them. These guys have 3 speed. If we just put ourselves here, I think that should be okay. Problem with this is we are now in range of the Wood Elves. They are going to be able to do a lot of damage to us if they attack us. We're going to weaken them slightly more. Then we're going to wait. They do go for the attack. We do lose a rock. Okay, so what should happen is I think the dwarves should come towards us. So if the dwarves come towards us, they should then be unable to protect the Wood Elves. Let's see what they do. They missed their turn through morale. That actually is really bad for us. We needed them to come closer. That's actually terrible. If they come slightly closer, we can move our rocks across, we can attack the Wood Elves. Yeah, that's not fun. So I could still go for it. We would have to take a shot from, or a hit from 27 dwarves. Could also go for the gold golems. That's going to be fairly safe. It's the best thing we can do. Next round begins. We go for magic arrow on these once again. That leaves us with 2 spell points. That's all our spell points gone. What we have to do is we have to try and waste the Dendroid soldiers' time as much as possible. They have 4 speed, so if we attack these, we can't stay safe. Centaurs could come towards us too. We do have to pull back. The Wood Elves missed their turn through bad morale, so that time it does work out for us. Go for the demons, we finish them off, we defend with these. I think as long as the catapult doesn't destroy our tower, this might be doable. The Dendroid soldiers are a real threat to us. And they're now coming in. So I can move these out if I want to. Centaurs will be able to defend the Wood Elves, I'm pretty sure. So I think all I can really do is try and keep myself out of range of the Dendroid soldiers. They can reach our pikemen. I'm not sure how I feel about that. What I could do is I could start attacking them with all my forces at once, but I think 9 Dendroid soldiers could actually pretty much finish me off. So 4 speed, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, so we can't move down to here, that's not safe either. If we move out towards the centaurs, that's not particularly safe either, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yep, so there's no safe place from the centaurs. This is not good. If we let the Dendroid soldiers attack us, then we're stuck in place. There's actually nowhere safe. I think I have to attack the dwarves. Because that way I'm at least not wasting the turn. I'm at least doing something to deal some damage. Although I don't like the idea of that either. So perhaps Perhaps we just sacrifice the rocks and we try and kite with everything else. It's really not ideal. Yeah, this is literally... I don't think the AI plans this. The AI is not that smart. But for our rocks to not be able to move anywhere without being attacked is quite unlucky. It's possible they get bad morale again. Their morale is -1, so they're not going to miss too many turns. We do have that +20 attack, which is going to massively increase the damage we do. I think for that reason I will go for this. 5 dwarves, we'll take 1 loss in response. Gonna have to shoot these. Should have actually moved away instead. Centaurs missed their turn. So these guys have 4 speed. That means I think we can escape them. Yep, so we can escape them by doing this. And we shoot them. Oh, they do reach us. I didn't think they could do that. Okay. So I'm gonna wait. Dwarves come towards us. Okay, so I can go for this attack. It's not gonna do too much damage. I think I prefer to move away instead. And we defend with these two. Next round begins. We can now move up and attack the Wood Elves. We've got 58 health left. The Centaurs will come and attack us, but I think we do want to go for these. There we go, so we do survive that. We can weaken these some more. Centaurs missed their turn through bad morale, which could actually make a massive difference. These guys can't really do too much, they're just going to defend. Then we're going to go for these. Ogres still just about survive. We continue to move our pikemen to safety. So the good news about this is I'm pretty sure it has to be Blue's best hero. Which means there might not be too many threats left after this. If we attack these, let's see how much damage they did before. We just check the log. So the log is another thing where you can see a lot more. You can see a lot more if you're not playing on HD Edition. So if we look up towards the top, the rocks do 41 damage, the elves do 20 damage back. We've got 15 health. If we do some more damage to them, we will get a couple more kills. They might not do 20 damage back. They have 6 speed. Pretty sure they go before the centaurs. I think we defend. We do get taken out by that. Okay, so probably should have attacked. Dendroid soldiers will now move towards us, and we're just going to try and kite them. Orcs still have 6 shots left. Okay, so Dendroids are coming towards us. We're going to defend with these. Arrow Tower does some damage to that, so we really need the Arrow Tower to hang on for as long as possible. I could now send these up just to distract the Dendroids. Dendroids will move before the dwarves. Or I could go forward instead. I can put myself in range of the centaurs. Centaurs could then come to attack me, and I can then attack them with a pikeman. That works too. Depends if we care more about dealing damage with a pikeman or the orcs, and I think we want to try and deal some damage with a pikeman. That +20 attack from the Warlord's Monument could make a massive difference. We could also actually maybe just get out of range. Yeah, so if we put ourselves at the bottom, that might actually work. I'm gonna try this. Okay, so we do get finished off. Maybe should have just gone for it. Should have just put myself in range of the centaurs, but never mind. Weaken these some more. They come down. Finish off a pikeman. Our own pikemen can't go back to attack them. We're gonna wait. We're gonna send these guys out, although these guys have 5 speed, these guys have 4. It's possible we can escape. I'm gonna try this. Okay, so these guys are now free to move. What we could do is we could move towards the Dendroid soldiers. The dwarves are actually not in range to protect them. So I think we go in. Centaurs do come forward at last. Our tower's really not doing too much damage, so I'm not confident it's going to help us enough. I'm gonna wait with these. Dendroids move. These guys are free to attack. I think maybe we just go for the Centaurs. This is starting to look really bad. So 46 Centaurs, we can't escape from them. I think we attack them. We kill 32 of them. We can attack with these as well. Our arrow tower just about survives, so we got one more round of that. So 51 pikemen. Go for the dwarves. Dendroids go for our pikemen. Forced to attack these. We kill 2 of them off. So the question now is, can we beat these dwarves with 42 pikemen? They still don't take out our tower, which is good. So I could try and move away from them. But it's not really going to work. Much better off just going for the attack. We do get morale. And that was incredibly close. Wow. We were lucky to get away with that. We're going to go for Basic Wisdom and Expert Offense. 2 levels for that. Oris almost comes for our town. Okay, that's got to be Blue's best hero for sure. Unfortunately, we don't really have enough left to go aggressive. I'm going to go back to the castle town, and I'm going to keep building this up. So Griffin Bastion's not too useful. I think we should try and find some more wood. So Blue has claimed the ore pit, that's interesting. So Blue's been all over this place. Blue is the rampart opponent. Blue must be to the northeast, I think. But yeah, we don't want to go for that. If we check the Thieves Guild once again... Yes, that was definitely Blue's best hero, for sure. Okay, so that was probably, hopefully, the most dangerous opponent we'll face. Got away with a bit of a screw-up there. I think we wait till day 1 of next week, and maybe then we go aggressive. All of Valhalla is +1 attack. Yeah, I don't think we're strong enough to go and attack Blue directly. If we stay put for a while, we have got 9,000 per turn in income. We can go back to this. We can get the City Hall at last. Then we go back to this. Could go for the upgraded Orc Tower. I don't think I will though. Could go for an extra hero just to scout, and I think that is probably a good idea. Gonna go for Sorug because he comes with a few extra stronghold units, and also gives us 1 gem per turn. As long as he survives, which he might not for too long, but still. Let's go and jump into this. Okay. So returning to this, we can bring Sorscha out. We can potentially go and explore with Sorscha. Probably safe to do that. Yeah, let's get some more defense. Can see a sawmill to the north. I think we might as well move towards that. Okay, so big question now is, what is Blue going to do next? Pretty sure Oris has to come and attack us pretty soon. Oris jumps in the boat, could try and chase us down, but she should have only 7 turns from... Yeah, it should be 7 turns from when she loses her final town. So I think she should come to attack. I'm not going to build the Griffin Bastion, because I just don't think it's very good. I will build up my Marksman, and I will build up my Swordsman. Not really been able to use Sorscha's specialty at all, but still. Okay. So, Loinus is fine staying in place, Edric needs to stay back and defend. We end a turn there. Tan does get in the boat. So I could just land, just to be safe. If I go in the Whirlpool, I might just get chased down by Oris, so I'm going to land instead. As this appears to be a complete dead end. Okay, never mind. Alright, so going towards the gold mine is really tempting. Yeah, I could do that. So what else can Sorscha do? She can move to the northeast instead. There's something there. Grand Elves by the looks of it. We don't want to take that fight. A fight with a horde of centaurs. We're not as strong as we once were, so that might not be wise. But then again, we do have 70 spell points. Let's do it. Yeah, I think if we do this, we are actually going to block off our next hero, but still. Okay, Centaur captains come forward. Everyone's coming forward. Let's hope they don't get morale, which they don't. Alright, let's block these off. And let's start going for Magic Arrow. Didn't actually see that goblin stack, it was kind of blending in. Could have made some use of that, but never mind. Alright, Wolf Riders take that completely fine. They finish off those goblins. I'm assuming this is worth it. Okay, so our orcs are going to take a bit of a beating, but we do get a lot of gold for doing this. Okay, finish these off. Magic Arrow these. And move these down as bait. Attack these next. And they do go for the bait, that's perfect. We finish these off. Okay, so question now is, can Cuthbert get through? Yes, he can. Okay, so Skull Helmet is guarded by a pack of halberdiers and a pack of pikemen. That's another thing that stops happening in later versions of the game, the expansions. If you see an artifact, it's generally unguarded, unless specifically designed to be guarded by the map creator. Okay, so we can now go for the monastery. We can go Citadel. I think, obviously, our stronghold town is more developed at this point, so we want to try and save up for the castle. City Hall requires a marketplace, so let's go towards that next. Then going back to this base... I guess going for the Citadel should be fine. I do kind of want to try and save up some more. Can't now afford the monastery. Maybe I just don't build anything. Keep focusing on the stronghold town. So if I go for the behemoth lair before the end of the week, I need to get myself 7 more crystal. We've done so much trading, that's not going to work. Alright, I think I will actually go for the Griffin Bastion. So Griffin Bastion, that's 3 extra Griffins next week. We have lots of gold spare, we just need to try and build up the rest of our resources. I think that should be fine. So if we go for Pike Dram, we get 1 Gargoyle. If we go for Gerwolf, we at least get a free Ballista. So we've gone for Gerwolf, we're going to build a single Wolf Rider just to speed ourselves up. I would like to pass this Ballista on, but I'm going to focus on going to the Water Wheel. Okay. That should be fine. We'll end the turn. Okay, so Oris is coming towards us. I assume we can fight this off. I certainly hope we can. We've got 18,000 to spend. We have Wolf Riders, we have Goblins. Maybe we need more. So who can actually get back? So Cuthbert definitely can't. Sorscha can't. We could probably chain some units back, just to be safe. I mean, that doesn't seem too tough. I will go back to Sorg. I'm going to get back in this boat, although before I do, I'll claim a few extra units. Get back in. Alright, so Sorscha could come back. She, I'm pretty sure, is going to attack us. Cyclops Cave requires a lot of crystal. Castle. We're pretty close to castle, but we need a lot more wood. I think... We've already moved Gerwolf. The Gerwolf goes for this. That's 1,000 gold each week. And we go back to this. We pick up Craghack. We start bringing Sorscha back. Then Craghack goes and takes the units. Just split these up to keep Sorscha nice and safe. Okay. Now Craghack goes back to the base. That is a fairly solid defense. We're going to get rid of the Knoll. That should work. Yep, okay, so Oris is going to come and attack us. She might actually choose not to now, but she is just about to expire. So Cuthbert is going to continue exploring. Okay, so this all looks pretty unexplored. Blue has been to our west. I'm going to go towards that ore pit. Edric should be safe to go out if he wants to. Can't believe I didn't think of that earlier. We should definitely go and get the gold mine back. Okay. End the turn there. Blue has reappeared, and whoever this is, they're very strong. Tan is maybe still got another town somewhere because they're not going very aggressive. Okay, so Torosar is coming towards us. Really strong hero. Big problem. Yeah, we don't have the right kind of defenders available to us, really. So we've got lots of gold. In terms of creatures available to us, we really don't have much. So he's coming with green dragons. Few green dragons, several unicorns. Okay, before we decide what to do, let's see what we can find out with Sorg. Just going to split these up because we will lose a few of them in the whirlpool. Okay, so we come out to this section, which we already know about. The Shipwreck Survivor could give us a nice artifact. I could go for that. Let's do it. Pendant of Free Will. Okay, slightly disappointing. Empty sea chest. Let's go back in. Takes us back to here. Okay. Right, so that's not really worked too well. Alright, so we have to go back to Edric. Edric has to see if he can somehow stay alive against this. Not sure if he can. We definitely want to go for the Citadel. We will at least attempt to survive. We'll go for the Griffins, we'll go for the Pikemen. Okay, so we definitely need more resources at this point. We could go for the Ballista. I can't remember if that actually appears in Siege Defense. I'm not sure it does. Alright, so Cuthbert is unable to do much more. Let's go towards the sawmill. Unfortunately, we can't quite reach. Let's go for the ore pit instead. We can reach that. Although it has been claimed, this is pretty much a dead end, so I don't think we have to worry about blue in that direction. Okay, so Craghack can try and chase down Oris. It's not really going to work though. Obvious thing we should do is pass the units back to Sorscha. And then Craghack is going to go towards the sawmill. Sorscha is going to start moving in this direction. She can't quite make it into the boat. I'm not sure there's too much useful that we can really do. Yeah, none of this stuff is really worth going out of our way for. think we have to start moving back. So, unusual problem for me, I don't usually experience this. I've got too much gold and too few places to spend it. I can build something in this town. City Hall obviously is pretty risk-free. I want to upgrade my creature dwellings, but I need a lot more crystal. We'll go for the City Hall for sure, because that will pay for itself. Going back to this base, resource silo, we want to try and save our ore for now. Okay. I think that's going to have to do. I'm going to try and bait Oris in. Okay, let's see what happens. So if blue goes in that direction, that's actually fine. So Gerwolf is going to be attacked, and we'll probably lose the ballista, but that's fine. Yep, let's just retreat. So Oris is now nice and close, we can probably finish her off, if she still has... Yeah, she must have a second town. Gotta have been more than 7 days at this point. Alright, so it's day 7, we're gonna get a new batch of units at the start of next turn. So Monastery is affordable right now, or we could try and trade for a castle. Don't think trading for the castle is going to work, so I think I will just go for the Monastery. Then we pick up our monks. We get a fresh batch of units at the start of next turn, and we start bringing Sorscha back in this direction. Just shuffle these units around a bit. Okay, so Magic Arrow should work for this. Protection from air. Okay, that's actually kind of a problem. Are these in range? I don't think so. Yeah, that's kind of a problem because that is going to protect them from magic arrow damage. I can go for these instead. Okay, protection from air again, so she's obviously got very few spell power. Yeah, 1 spell power, so her spells only last for 1 round. We want to go for this again. Finish them off. We wait with these. Wait with these. We attack these. We draw out the retaliation using this, and we go for the attack with these. Nice amount of damage. Could go for these goblins. I think that should be fine. Okay, so rocks come up to attack us. The fact that she isn't fleeing, to me, suggests this is the end for her. That's going to be the end of Tan. That was a really long 7 days, but I guess we had a couple of big fights. Diplomacy is really powerful, but I'm not going to go there in this particular playthrough. That's Tan vanquished, and it's going to take us 4 turns to get back to our base, so nearly impossible to actually defend that. If we go back to this, we can build something to help prepare us for next week, but we've not really got enough resources to go for anything. Yeah, we definitely need to build up some more resources, so let's just have a look around. Sorg needs a few more gremlins to sacrifice. Okay, let's just see if we can go somewhere new. There we go. Okay. Let's go and explore. Okay, so this has got to be close to Blue's base. We're going to jump onto the shore. Then I feel like we should spend our gold, so I will go for the Hall of Valhalla. And then back in this base, there's nothing we can do. So I think we just end the turn there. We'll move Cuthbert to this. We'll claim this. This is where the Grail was. We can see that has been claimed. I think that's where the Grail was. Okay, so this map has been a lot longer than I thought, but it's a good level of challenge. I really hope I can fight this off. So we're making 12k per turn, that should be pretty good. Should be able to hire out all our units immediately next turn. Let's just end the turn there. So blue is on the water, blue is not coming towards us. Month of the Pikemen. Unfortunately I've already bought all of them, so that's only a few extra, but still. 42 extra pikemen. Now feels like a good time to upgrade the guardhouse. That's 5 ore though. Question is, can I get Sorscha back to my town safely? She's gonna have to fight some pikemen. They do appear at the start of month 2. Horde of pikemen there. And lots of pikemen there, so that's the easier fight, but very dangerous to come back with. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a couple of extra heroes. So Caitlyn is plus 350 gold per turn. Basic wisdom, basic intelligence. More importantly, she comes with some extra reinforcements. We upgrade these. I wish we had a swamp creature. Got rid of that knoll earlier, but I did think it would have survived. Okay, so upgraded barracks requires crystal. We really do need a source of crystal. I think this resource silo is, yeah, +1 wood, +1 ore, so that's not going to help us. Yeah, everything costs wood and ore. We do have two ore pits and 2 sawmills now, which is good. But I think Sorscha is going to have to come back the hard way. Horde of pikemen. Let's just go towards it. Then, back in this base, we do have some more creatures available to us. So Elishar comes with a few extra units, but I think we probably just use Kraghack instead. Kraghack is blocked off by a horde of pikemen. Let's go straight into the town. So what I can do is I can buy an extra hero and start transporting some units down towards Sorscha, and I think we should do that. So let's go for the rocks. Let's go for the orcs. Let's go for the ogres. Then back to our castle town. We need to try and save our wood and ore if possible. Upgraded monastery is an expense I think we can afford. So we'll upgrade these to zealots. Get some more of those. We'll get some swordsmen. Get some marksmen. And if we start moving towards the Portal of Glory, we need to... Yeah, it's another thing that requires crystal. So we didn't need crystal earlier, but at this point we definitely do. Stables is something I should have got before, but it's quite expensive in terms of wood. So I could actually go for resource silos, because we clearly do need as much wood and ore as possible. It's quite expensive in terms of gold, but in this case we're doing okay for gold. We do need the capital. That's going to be an extra 2,000 per turn. Pays for itself in 6 turns, which is not bad. Maybe Loinus comes back. Maybe he can make a difference. So Elishar is going to carry these units to the south. Then Cuthbert... I think I've already claimed this. No, I haven't. Cuthbert claims this and starts coming back. Caitlyn is going to go to the west. Or in fact... No, I can't sneak through. Yeah, lots of pikemen blocking the way through. No safe way to go there. So, not much for Caitlyn to do, but we're going to send her to the west. Alright, let's explore this. So, refugee camp can give you any type of creature. We will check this out. Unicorns, is it worth going for this? Should help us survive against scouts, so I'm actually going to do it. Then we'll take this. We'll see who this is. So that's Alima, and yeah, I don't think 2 unicorns is going to save us in that fight. In terms of spells, we've got Magic Arrow, we've got 10 spell points. It's not going to be enough, I think she's going to take us out, so let's just go scout as much as we can. 14,000 to spend. Resource silo, I'm sure, is doable. But I want to save up for some castles, so I'm not going to do it. Okay, here comes Alima. So I could surrender and try and hang on to these, but I'm not sure it's worth doing. This does 20 points of damage. It's going to kill 2 Centaur captains. $1,000 gold, and it's 2,500 to hire him back. No, I don't think we bother. Although, he does give us +1 gem per turn, so he's kind of worth keeping. Okay, so they take that gold mine back, unfortunately. So this guy now looks like he is coming towards me. Still can't afford the castle, but we're close. Yeah, so I'm not sure how to handle this. So we need Crystal to upgrade the barracks. Crusaders is a massively good upgrade. Really worth getting. Upgraded Griffin Tower for Royal Griffins. Everything costs ore, unfortunately. Alright, we keep Elishar coming in this direction. Then Cuthbert back to base. So Sorscha can go straight for this fight if we want to. The alternative is we wait for 1 extra day for Elishar to come across with more units. I think we need to go for this. Yeah, I think we need to go for this right now. Okay, that really is a lot of them, but not much we can do. 40 points of damage. We just have to do it. Okay, so the good news about this is our goblins can at least match their speed. Although I don't think that helps us too much. I'm going to pull them back and defend. Okay, so those come forward. Not close enough for us to attack, but still. Okay, so they're actually moving towards the bottom instead. So I seem to have unintentionally baited them, but that's fine. So the problem with this, of course, is we have very few spell points when we get back to our town. Okay, so they go for the attack. We can wait with these. We can attack these next. Then we attack these with this. Throw out the retaliation. Attack them with this. And we can bring these down to the bottom. Now that our pikemen are in range, I think that's probably worth doing. Okay, so they come forward, they go for the wolves, we attack them with this. Then our goblins will be able to attack them as well. Or we could attack them with these instead. I think with these ones... I could protect myself from the stack of 10. I'm gonna go for these instead. Okay, so they get morale, they move up and actually can reach our orcs, that's kind of annoying. Going to attack them with the goblins. Need to magic arrow the biggest stack we can, so that's these. And we attack these. Finish these off, these guys come up to attack us. A lot of losses here, but this is not really our main army at this point. I don't think I needed to go for that last magic arrow, but never mind. Alright, so we can push on. We have to take on another horde of pikemen. It's the only way through. That really sucks. But, although... maybe Elishar can get slightly closer. Elishar needs... no, it doesn't really work. So what I could do is I could chain some units down from Gateway. But... it relies on this guy not being able to reach us this turn, which I don't think he can, to be fair. Problem is, he might be able to block us off from getting back. Still, I think... we really want to open this up. And Caitlyn can start coming back. So if we move Caitlyn up... let's attack with Edric first. This should be pretty straightforward for him. Okay, let's go for this. They don't actually want to fight us, there's no reason to go for it. We send Caitlyn up. Give her the units back. So I won't keep banging on about it, but army management really is so much faster with Complete Edition and the HD mod. You can just instantly switch forces around. Alright, so Sorscha is now free to come slightly closer. Linus arrives slightly too late, to be honest, but we will keep him around. I'm actually going to go to this. So our options are +5 defense, that's 12,500, so pretty expensive. Extra growth on our Swordsman, that's also extremely expensive. Badge of Courage could be okay. I think we'll leave it open. Yeah. Okay. We're going to leave our options open. We're going to go back to this base, we're going to look at our options for this as well. So upgraded Orc Tower is not too expensive in terms of wood and ore, but I don't think we go for that now. So we're going to end the turn. As blue does land, and is coming towards us. Could have easily reached us and done some real damage to us. Really got away with it there. We would have lost most of these forces. We still have our stronghold town, of course. We could have built the castle in this town, then gone capital, but that would have really prolonged the game. He is able to move a lot further than I expected. He's not able to block us off from our town. So having made it this far, we do, I think, go for the castle. Yeah, we go for the castle, and although that is really scary, I'm pretty sure, with the help of the castle, pretty sure he can't break through. Okay, so that's done. Now we go back to Sorscha. Sorscha can make it all the way back. Only got 28 spell points, but I think that's fine. Okay, so 77 pikemen, 14 swordsmen, 14 griffins, 7 zealots, 26 marksmen, and I think we keep the rest. Yeah, so let's go back to base. Let's buy any reinforcements we can. And we still have 28k left to spend, so that's pretty good. Alright, so Caitlyn needs to get to safety if she can. We're going to go up in this direction just to scout it. Elishar is going to keep bringing the reinforcements across. Although, let's go this way instead. Just going to leave our options open. I'm hoping he comes to attack us, but he might actually skip it. Depends. I think if he has 3 green dragons, he'll probably go for it, but if it's just the one, he might not bother. I could actually send Craighack out to scout. Cuthbert has estates, so I want to hang on to him. I'm going to go with Craighack instead. Okay, so I can do some trading for... I could go for example, gold for crystal, but I don't think it's worth doing. I think 1,250 wood and ore for gold is also not too important right now, so I think we end the turn there. As well, I didn't realize just how close that was, so blue is very close to our stronghold town. Once again, considers coming to attack us but doesn't really make it. So gem is not too strong. Sure, we can chase her down. Just need to pick up some kind of half-decent force. Okay, so returning to this base, I think we probably want to upgrade our swordsmen to crusaders. Yep, so let's upgrade our barracks. Let's upgrade all 14 of these. We should have our spell points back, which yes we do. And if we go to chase this guy down, it's possible. Possible we could catch him next turn. But at the same time, I think staying in our base does make sense. I'm going to upgrade this. Cuthbert should win this. That should be fine. Going to dismiss these for the morale. Split these up, and let's go for this. Okay, so no sign of any spells, that's good. Move forward with these. So I should have really rearranged these to make sure that the Wolf Riders were as close as possible to the Wood Elves, but never mind. Go up in this direction. These guys can't reach us. They go for the shot on those. Centaurs come to attack these. Let's just go for this, and let's focus on these. Although before we do, throw out the retail. So she's probably going to flee because she does have a base to go back to. I'm not sure why they didn't do that. Okay, that's gem gone. She doesn't have any artifacts to give us, but that's fine. Okay, let's go to Craighack, and let's try and scout this out some more. So blue is actually right there with a lemur, and seems to have lost most of her units. I think we don't want to hang around, we want to get back in. Because we do just have one unit left, we should be safe. If I land Craighack here, I think that's fine. Yeah, because if Torisar wants to chase me down, that actually doesn't really bother me. I'm gonna go for this. And I'll also go for this. I think it should be fine. Just because I do want to hang on to Caitlyn for extra gold, I'm going to split these forces a bit. So Torisar's probably going to come and chase us down. We're going to move in this direction. Hopefully bait him towards us. Yeah, this guy has some good units, which I don't really want to lose. Okay, so lack of wood and ore means we still can't do much with our fortress town. We must have quite a few lizardmen now. Yeah, 36 available. We want to get Sorg back. Let's get him now. He's got a couple of unicorns just to help defend with, but we're not going to do too much with him. Okay, let's end the turn there. Okay, here comes another strong blue hero, or at least strong enough to take on some halberdiers. It's just the one green dragon, but it's 6 unicorns. 8 dendroids. Got tactics. This seems okay. Okay, so we lose Krokak. Question is he going to come any closer? Yes, kind of. Kind of does. I actually want him to come closer, so I'm going to leave Edric here. And I'm just going to kind of sacrifice him. So Capital is going to give us a lot of extra gold per day, but we're actually doing okay for gold. Perhaps we want to upgrade our pikemen to halberdiers instead. It's quite expensive, but they are a big step up. They do 2 to 3 damage each instead of 1 to 3, so that's really useful. It means we don't have to use Bless so much, and let's check out what this is. So Clancy is also really strong. We want to try and keep Caitlyn safe. But I am going to go for Gold Mine, since it's very easily done. Okay, so Elishar is going to, I think, just stick around. We could pass some units to Sorscha, which we probably should. This is a pretty easy upgrade. Let's take the Armor of Wonder. 20 orcs compared to... Maybe we take them instead of the ogres. We've also got a ballista and an ammo cart, so I didn't realise how good Elishar was to take for ourselves. Alright, so Sorscha is kind of torn between Torisar and Clancy. Has to stay where she is, I think. Has to defend the town. In this town, I think we just keep saving up. So is there anything else we can claim? We can go and get the sawmill back. And we could actually send Cuthbert out in the boat, which I think that should be fine. We should see anyone coming if they do come to attack us. So Loinus can buy something from the black market, and I think that should be fine. I'm gonna do it. The rest of this stuff doesn't matter too much. Okay, so Loinus gets all that stuff. We start moving it up towards Edric. Have to be a little bit careful not to be attacked. But I think we probably risk it. Okay, so that's guarded by lots of dragonflies, and it would give us some wyverns if we win, but don't really need those. Okay, gonna win the turn there, and blue comes to take on Caitlyn. Okay, so this force is a lot stronger. Well, not really. 2 green dragons instead of 1. Alright, no good spells, so just gonna retreat. Okay, and he gets in his boat. This is actually really frustrating because I want to be taking these guys on. Portal of Glory, I need Crystal. So I need to start moving aggressively. Problem is, he can now start moving towards my stronghold town. It's day 6, so we might just about get some more reinforcements in there, but yeah, I'd really like to take him on. So I can't reach Clancy, but I might be able to trap him. Yep, can't reach him, but I can trap him. So let's go and do that. If he wants to take me on, I've got 80 spell points. I should be able to bring my extra artifacts with me. So Loinus is going to go to Edric. He's going to pass this stuff across. Then Sorscha comes down. Edric moves up. Passes that stuff over. And Sorscha is now a very strong hero, so that's going to help us a lot too. Our army's not amazing, but I think it should be fine. Let's just go for this. Then Cuthbert is going to get in the ship. I think there was another blue hero. Yeah, there's this one. Belima. But she can't actually take on this town, so that's fine. Oh wow, I've been looking the whole time at all these dwellings, but we actually don't have a fort in this town, of course. I don't know why that didn't occur to me. Without the fort, we're not actually able to upgrade any of these dwellings. But obviously we can still go for the economic buildings, like the City Hall, for example, so still worth developing that town. Alright, so Elishar is going to move in this direction. I think we've got that blocked off, although Clancy can probably sneak through. So, probably want to stay slightly further back. Going to send Edric into the town. And then we need to go back to this base. We need to think about how we defend this. So we should have a week's worth of units. We can get Caitlyn back. Let's do it. Yep, so we should take Clancy on next turn, and then I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to go straight aggressive, go straight towards his town. Okay, we end the turn, and yeah, unfortunately he is coming straight for our stronghold base, and to make matters worse, he actually can reach us before next week, so this is a real issue. We just don't have any units we can recruit. We have to go and chase Clancy down, because he's too much of a threat not to go for. Let's take him on. We really don't want Blue getting that base back, but I think there's literally nothing we can do. Perhaps there is. I think there is. But it's really insane, and it's something I've never done before. And some of you might know what I'm about to do. But I think it makes sense. So we're not going to attack Clancy. We're not going to take Clancy out. He will get to go first. Okay, so he actually waits instead. So magic arrow, 6 spell points, 50 points of damage. What can we do with that? I think we can't kill off a Dendroid soldier. We can kill off 3 Grand Elves, or 1 Pegasus. I think we go for 3 Grand Elves. So we do that, and then we surrender. 18,000 gold, we say yes. Then we go back to this town. We tuck Caitlyn in. We pick Sorscha up. Sorscha now appears, gets +1 attack, and we can't actually reach this guy, but hopefully next turn we can reach him. We need Caitlyn out because we want the town's defenses. Okay. So Sorscha should be good to go next turn. And the reason I've done this is, although we haven't dealt with Clancy, he is not going to be able to reach us next turn. He's going to have to travel for at least 1 turn, which means we should get a week's worth of reinforcements in this town. Is there anything else we can do that's going to help us? I think upgraded Griffin Tower into Brotherhood of the Sword, because we need all the help we can get. So let's do that. Okay. Hopefully that works. In terms of these 2 heroes, so Elishar has 3 defense and 2 of each magic skill, and Edric is probably worse. So Elishar is going to go into the town, and I think that's about all we can do. Okay, let's do some exploring with Cuthbert. Oh wow. So that is Blue's base. I did not expect to see this. Pretty sure we'll be attacked if we go for this. Cuthbert needs to have magic arrow. He does, but he only has 11 spell points, so 2 magic arrows. That might be enough. So, oh no, we can't land. I really thought we could land there. If we stole his base, that would be absolutely incredible. I don't think there's anywhere else we can land that gets us close enough. No. That would have been amazing. I actually thought we could have stolen his base then. Yeah, so no way around. Obviously not going to work. Oh well. So he's going to reinforce that. The good news is we know where his base is, and if we were to attack it from a whirlpool, I think That doesn't really work. So we want to attack him. We probably do want to go up in this direction. I'm not sure where the road goes. Okay, well, we can't really do too much unless we start trading our gold. I don't really want to do that. Is there anything we can actually do with Mercury? I would say probably not. So I will trade a bit. That gives us 5 ore. We can upgrade our cliff nest. And we can use our upgraded cliff nest to get 6 Thunderbirds. Alright, that should be fine. Yep. I might be forgetting something, but that's what I'm going to go for. And suddenly, loads of reinforcements come along. Week of the War Unicorn. That's really bad for us. That's a load of extra units for him. Could have done without that. That's a huge bummer. We can reach Sorscha, so that's good. We're definitely going to do that. First things first, though, we need to make sure that this base is as well defended as possible. So we've got Sylvia, who's level 1, and Malekith, also level 1. We want to go for Marksmen, Zealots, Griffins, Crusaders, literally everything. Although, have to give up one of these stacks. Centaurs are going to drop our morale, so we'll get rid of those. We'll go for Brotherhood of the Sword. Not sure this is actually enough to survive. But this town, the other town, is more useful to us. Even though this does have our capital, we really obviously do want to save our Grail town as much as we can. So I'm actually going to pick up Sylvia, and I'm only doing this for the sake of a few extra reinforcements. Okay. I think that should be about as good as we can get. So the green dragons are a big threat, the Pegasi are a potential threat. The rest of the units should struggle to get through towards our castle. This version of the game, the moat won't deal any damage. In other versions of the game it will. So the moat's not going to help us, but we will have 3 arrow towers. I hope that will be enough. Then we go back to Sorscha, we still have 8,000 left to spend. We definitely want Thunderbirds. Might as well go for the Orcs, I think. Let's have a look. So, we don't really want to replace any of these stacks. So yeah, I think upgrading the Orcs... Not upgrading them, but getting some more Orcs. Best thing we can do for now. Okay, we're not going to spend money on the Freelancers Guild. We are going to go for Sorscha. If we were to go into the Whirlpool, we would lose a lot of units, and it's not actually that easy to get across to our next opponent. Probably what we want to do is... Maybe Cuthbert brings the boat back. Maybe that makes sense. We don't have a great place to land, but still. We'll just go and explore a little bit more. Just because we can. And then we go back, get in the boat, and that's going to be 2 more turns. Yep. So it's going to be 2 more turns to sail, but never mind. Alright, so Sorscha is now going to go for Sorscha, and this should be very much in our favour. So I did forget he has tactics, which means he will be able to position his green dragons close to our archers if he wants to. Decides not to, though. Okay, so unicorns are 7 speed, they can't reach us. The dragons, I think, can. Our spells cost a bit more spell points because of their Pegasi and their magic damper. If we go for the magic arrow, that's 50 points of damage. Maybe we do that. Although... Blessing Zealots doesn't help too much. Blessing Crusaders is a nice boost to our damage. And Blessing Thunderbirds, that's pretty good too. I think we wait for now. He completely wastes his dragon, killing 5 pikemen. I think we go for these next. We do get morale, and I think I would actually like to go for this. Okay, so he's down to 3 of those. They can't really do too much. Gonna wait with everything we can, and let's weaken the Pegasi since they come to us next. Okay, so the Dendroids get some morale. They should move slightly closer to us, although they might have just defended instead. No, they do. Okay, so we can't actually reach those. We're just going to move slightly closer. We might get morale, which we don't. We could attack with these. I don't think we'll bother. Just going to defend my archers. So these guys can go up and attack. These are our specialty units. They do a lot of damage, they attack twice, but I think now is not really the time. These guys are now free to move. We can go for the Pegasi, we can go for the Unicorns. This is probably our power stack, so perhaps going for the Unicorns does make sense. 2 Unicorns down. We lose 1 Thunderbird in response, but we do get morale, so we can do some more. Next round begins. We could finish these off if we want to. Magic Arrow is not going to do enough. So they have this aura of resistance which could protect the Dendroids if we go for those instead. I think I probably pull back. I think I want to at least try and defend the marksman. Okay, let's shoot these next. So Crusaders can go out. If we go for the Dendroid soldiers, that should actually be fine because the Unicorns can't get past the Halberdiers. Although, it does put us in range of the Battle Dwarves. So I think we wait. Unicorns go for the ammo cart. These guys will be forced to attack the Pegasi if they move now, so let's wait. If we go for this attack, we're not going to get the kill. Let's go for the Dendroids. We do finish them off, and he flees. So the losses were not bad. We can't get in the boat this turn, so if we try to attack from this direction, it's 3 turns to get towards his base. That's probably faster than any alternative. Let's actually check this out. So I want to give myself a few extra movement points, which means I'm going to do this. I'm going to go for Malekith, and we're going to take the slower units off Sorscha. Make sure she can move as far as possible. So 5 Harpies we'll just get rid of. Alright, so Sorscha now moves in this direction. A little bit worried for my castle town. But I think we can do it. With a castle we can probably do it. I could have actually gone for the water wheel the whole time, but never mind. Okay, doesn't really matter too much. Gonna start bringing Caitlyn back. Sylvia serves no real purpose at this point, so we're going to move in this direction, I think. We could go for the gold mine, so let's do that. Then Malekith's going to move towards Sorscha. Okay, we end the turn there. We have lost all of our gold at last, but we still have really great income. As this guy takes the bait, I guess we'll call it the bait, goes for our hero, and that at least means we can absolutely guarantee that our castle town is safe for this turn. And he's actually coming towards us very slightly. Still has loads of heroes. So Sorscha can get very close, but not quite close enough. So she needs to get her units back from Malekith. Okay. So she is now extremely strong. Caitlyn goes back to this. Cuthbert is going to sail towards this base just in case. Though before we do, might as well scout this a bit. Okay. So I'm hoping we've pretty much confined all their heroes to that tiny little corner of the map. Obviously they can get in their boats, and that is going to cause us some problems, but otherwise that's hopefully all okay. We've got 15k we can spend. Upgrading the Ogre Fort is kind of expensive. We want to get a castle in this town for sure. So, I mean, we have to do that before the end of the week. That's obviously doable either way. Alright, so I think we end the turn there. Let's just see what blue does. So still has these scouts, is coming to potentially attack our stronghold town. We really don't need that. Clancy is now coming towards our base. This is a bit of an annoying stage of the game because we're really just playing cat and mouse. This, surely we have something we can pick up. Yeah. Okay, so we pick up the Wolf Riders, we pick up the Goblins, and let's at least deal with this one pest. Should be easy to win. Let's just go straight for it. Go straight for Magic Arrow, and she will probably flee, but that's fine. Okay, doesn't flee yet. Okay, so she's kind of fallen into my trap now because I can go for Magic Arrow, and then I can finish them off before they can flee. Then I go back to my town. And let's see how far Sorscha can go. So Clancy is maybe going to pursue us all the way to the fortress town, which would be really annoying, but I want to go for his rampart base. I'm not sure I'm strong enough, but I think that's what I want to do. So we can see these two, a few gold dragons on Torosar. I might still take him on. If I tried to chase down Clancy, I think Clancy would get away, although this could be interesting. Obviously he'd have to move across the swamp terrain, but if I protect my lizard men, I could try and sneak through. I'm going to try this. So Sorscha I would really like to go aggressive with, but I think I need more units either way. Plus I can go to the stables, that gives me extra movement points for the rest of the week. Should we do this? I'm going to keep exploring with Cuthbert for now, as we can see some very accessible gold. Might as well claim that. Yeah, I'd really like to chase this guy down. If we do go to take on one of these two, we have much better stats. But that's still kind of scary. If I go back to town, I would have to wait a turn to get my movement points back, but I think that's probably what I do. Okay, so Sorscha is going to go in this direction. Yeah, because there's no other way we can deal with Clancy. We have to clear him out. We can finally go for the castle in this town. Then going back to this town, we really want to save up some wood, go for the stables, go for the training grounds, or we can actually go straight for the Pool of Glory, but we need to get ourselves some crystal income. To get the crystal income, we need to move to the east, and maybe we can do that with Edric. Because Edric should be safe at this point. We end the turn there. And yeah, they're actually moving further and further west, and this is really frustrating because I really want to go east instead. Don't think Edric can actually get close enough. Or not Edric. I don't think Loinus can get close enough. So Loinus can get to this. That might actually be okay. Let me just see how this works. So this is Elishar, and Elishar can make it to this little crossing. So we're going to try this. We're going to swap all of this around. Then once we've done that, we technically can reach Clancy, but the big question is, can we still do it if we take our units back once we reach this point? So Elishar, I don't think can go far enough to pass the units back. Yeah, this is not guaranteed. He might be able to run away for one turn. So let's just check out the Loinus situation. Loinus does still have movement points. So Loinus gives the forces back. Sorscha is going to step onto this tile. Then Elishar, I think, can still reach just. Maybe could have gone one step further. We take our forces back. This is still not a particularly strong force. I think if anything our power stack is probably the Halberdiers, which is kind of weird. Okay, so Sorscha I'm pretty sure now can't reach. Yeah, so the movement penalty kicks back in and we now can't reach Clancy. But obviously we have to allow that. Okay, so maybe Elishar gets killed, but we should be able to chase Clancy down. Now claim this with Cuthbert. We jump back in the ship. Then we go back to Malekith. We can jump in a ship with this as well. I'm not sure if it's worth doing. Then again, he doesn't have much else to do. Okay, so Caitlyn stays put. Edric goes for this, and goes for this. And we should also actually go for the Sulphur Dune as well. So what we really need is for them to stay put in that corner of the map. If they start getting in boats and going all over the place, that's a bit of a problem. But I think that's the best we can hope for. Alright, so we have some more resources we can spend. Want to focus on this town if possible, but we just need that wood. I could have taken some more backup. I could have easily done that. But it's fine. Okay, so blue is coming towards us once again. Oh, Clancy just runs away. Runs away. To chase him down requires crossing the swamp. Meanwhile, we've got this guy coming towards us. That's Adelaide. Adelaide is not actually that strong. That should be fine. Alright, so Elishar now needs to go back. And this is what I mean, like, you don't have to play Heroes 3 like this, but if I had HD mod, I would just be clicking a button, and instead I have to do this big manual swap. And it's a massive waste of time. Alright, so the question is, how much further can Elishar get? Slightly further. Slightly further. Yeah, it takes up a lot of time. I'll edit stuff out, but in real life, this is all extra time. Okay, so we pass this stuff back to Sorscha. Hopefully she can reach. So Sorscha can now reach. I think we want to move these units around a bit. So Zealots at the top, or in fact, I think Orcs at the top. So his range units are a pack of Grand Elves at the top, so let's actually put the Thunderbirds up there. Try it like this. Yeah, I should have taken some more reinforcements for this one. Maybe I still can, but I'm not sure. So Linus... Can Linus reach? No. Still, we do kind of want these defenders here because we want to make sure we can take on Adelaide. That's not necessarily too bad. Okay, so he's got those 2 green dragons, that's kind of annoying. We've got Bless, we've got Magic Arrow, we've got a full-powered Magic Arrow. It's going to do a lot of damage to the Wyverns. Almost kills 1 per shot. Wyverns will come forward. We can kill 2 Pegasi instead. But I think we do want to focus on the higher defense units. Like Dendroids or War Unicorns. If we were to go for Bless instead, that would be pretty good. I'm going to wait. I'm going to shoot these. They go for the Marksman, they do plenty of damage, but we're just going to keep waiting. Okay, so Dendroids come forward first, we are forced to attack, we're not going to be able to go for a full powered shot, so let's go for these. I mean, I could keep going for these, but I could kill them with my Thunderbirds, although if we kill these off, we can stay pretty defensive, hide behind our range units. So let's keep going for those. These guys are now free to move. I could put them in range of the green dragons, but I think I just defend. Yeah, so I'm going to move these forward because the dragons do have a breath attack, so they can attack 2 of our units at once if we leave them too close. So 8 speed on these. This should be fine. These guys are free to attack, let's go for these. Finish them off, that was slightly overkill, but never mind. Alright, so our spell power is... Spell power is 3, we also have the Cape of Conjuring, which is I think 2 extra turns of Bless being in effect. Should have blessed the Orc Chieftains before now. They are the obvious choice. If we were to bless these instead, could be okay, but I think we bless these. Then we move slightly out. Wyverns come forward. 64 Centaur Captains is something I'd not really given much consideration to. That's pretty tough. So these guys are free to go for their attack if they want to. I think we go for the green dragons. Perhaps I should have blessed these instead. Yeah, that would have been better. If I go for the green dragons and I attack here, I'm not sure if the friendly fire counts in my favor. I think it probably doesn't, but we're going to try it. Oh, it does. Perfect. Okay, so they friendly fire their own unicorns. They do a nice amount of damage. Next round begins. I think we just do the same thing again. Problem is, his units on the whole are a lot faster than mine. So this is 11 speed. These are 8 speed. These are 10 speed. I think we want a magic arrow against these. Then we attack these. They retaliate. They're down to 64 health. I think we go for them again. These guys go for a marksman, so the marksmen are pretty much out of the game, but that's fine. They go for the orcs, that's really not ideal. We want to try and bail these orcs out. Okay. Go for the unicorns next. 73 health left. Go for a full powered shot on these, and this seems like a waste, but I don't think there's any way through to the Wyverns, so let's do it. Dendroids move slightly closer, these guys have to defend, there's not much else they can do. Next round begins, Dendroid soldiers can't reach us. I think we magic arrow these. Then we kill these off. And Clancy flees. So the losses weren't bad. We also get basic logistics, which is really nice. That's extra movement points. lack of movement points is maybe our biggest weakness right now, so that's actually really good. Okay, so Cuthbert... I wonder if I can reach that. I'm sure if I land, Torosar just comes and kills me, but it's so tempting to think I could get that. Also, I don't really mind wasting Torosar's time. Cuthbert does have estates, which is quite useful, but its basic estate is 125 gold per turn. I could also surrender. I think I go for this. Okay, then Malekith is going to split off a couple of these stacks. This video has ended up being extremely long, but I'm actually okay with that because I think this is a really good map. Thought it'd be pretty short, but quite a lot of challenge. There's been some luck, and there's been some skill too. Let's not forget about that. Let's go to the west, and yeah, I think we're okay just to keep distracting these guys. Swarm all over them. Edric's gonna go for this. Linus, I think, just moves slightly closer. Okay, we have resources to spend. I think we go for... I mean, upgraded Goblin Barracks is fine. We have 50,000 to spend. We're completely fine for that. We could even start trading. Maybe go for the Pool of Glory. I think I'll probably wait till day 7 before I think about that. Okay, end the turn there, as blue does return to the base, and comes towards us, does manage to take us out. We can see his forces, so it's not too much worse than it was before. 9 more unicorns, 2 gold dragons. It's beatable. See if we can do anything with our spell points. So magic arrow, 40 points of damage, that's enough to kill 2 Grand Elves, or 1 Silver Pegasus. 2 Battle Dwarves, but there's only a 60% chance it works. I think we just play it safe and go for these. And then I'm just going to retreat. Okay, so all his heroes are still bunched up in this corner. What we want to do now is we want to get Sorscha back as quickly as possible, which means Elishar needs to get rid of the movement penalty for Sorscha. Okay, so Elishar has all of the units, and Sorscha can now travel quite freely through the swamp, nearly makes it all the way back to the town. So this guy is coming towards us. It's Clancy again, but he's pretty weak this time. I'm not worried about him. That should be fine. Alright, so Sorscha moves up in that direction. Elishar is going to go for this. Should we go for this? I think we do need the ore, so we're going to have to do it. But we do need to get these units back, so we need Linus. Make sure he's in range next turn, although that should be fine. Yeah, that should be completely fine. Yep, so that's about the right place. Malekith can now go for this. And let's just go and explore. So this is a dead end. Still, it's good to know. Go for this next, and we would get chased down if we go for the Alchemist Lab, but still pretty tempted. Okay, day 6, so what more can we actually do? We could get Cuthbert back. Depends if we care. I think maybe in this town, it's probably fine. Just gonna do it. Then that should open up a new hero to be recruited, which is Fiona. Not worth going for. We are just going to, I think, end the turn there. Okay, so he's coming to the south with more heroes. Ah, he's got in a boat. Did not want to see him get in a boat, although I think with a Grail in this town, we can probably get enough recruits, so that should be okay. Alright, so let's get our units back. First things first though, we need to actually cross the swamp, so we've done that. Go back to Elishar, we pass the units across to Loinus. Once again, I will probably edit this out. Loinus goes up to Sorscha and passes all the units across. Then we go back to our town, and I think we do recruit Fiona. And the reason we're doing this is just to upgrade these units. So let's take the Griffins. Let's bring them back. Let's also actually check the spell point situation. So Sorscha has 55 spell points. I think we actually do want to go straight back to the town. So that makes buying Fiona pointless, but that's fine. Let's take the Griffin straight back. We don't need Fiona, but we can use her as a scout. She does have advanced scouting. Adelaide's pretty weak. Might not even come for us. It's a long video. I'm losing my voice. Alright, so Malekith lives on. We're going to... We can't really escape from Clancy. Maybe if we take this... Or in fact, let's have a look at this. Deserted. Maybe if we take this, we still get the 1,000 gold. I'm not really sure. I think probably not. Okay, so Cuthbert stays put, Caitlyn stays put, Sorscha goes back to base, gets her spell points back, upgrades these, uses her 2 forces together. We need to get rid of one of our stacks, so I think maybe we just let the marksman go. Still not enough room. Okay. So I guess in that case... Oh crap, the marksman, there's 23 more. Ah, okay, I didn't spot that. I'd rather get rid of the ogres. It's really painful because I just got rid of a bunch of marksmen, but... I mean, we don't have to go in the town. Oh, we have 2 of these stacks anyway. Okay, so it's actually fine. Yeah, so we just have to get rid of 1 stack. So we're gonna leave the fastest possible unit on Sorscha, and it's day 7. We definitely want to go for the Portal of Glory. So for that we need... Let's have a look. So we just need 10 of each precious resource, which is a bit of extra sulfur and a bit of extra crystal. Okay, so 2,500 on this. And 5 on this, that's 12,500. It's day 7, so our units will refresh at the start of next week. We finally have access to angels. Oh, perhaps they did fix it in HD edition. They do cost gems. I didn't know that. Okay, well, we're gonna buy our angel. We leave Sorscha with angels and thunderbirds. That's 11 speed minimum, which is maximum movement points next turn. We have logistics. We could go for the stables. Yep, that's definitely affordable next turn. So we go for the stables next turn, and we can then start pushing to the northeast. So going back to Fiona, she has moved as far as she can. I think we've done about as much as we can. Let's go back to this. Let's have one more look. So upgraded wolf pen is an option. That should actually be fine. Yeah, we want to make sure we have decent defensive options in this town. We have the castle plus the Grail, so our unit production is great. We have ogres. We can maybe go for the upgraded ogre fort, although probably not quite affordable. Alright, so Sorscha definitely stays where she is. Edric's going to go for this and then start coming back. Alright, I'm ending the turn. So here we go, we are attacked. This is, I think, his second best hero. Not really anything we can do though. Magic arrow, 42 points of damage, that's not bad. I think we just kill some of these. Okay, so Dragonflies missed their turn. We should be able to go for one more magic arrow, I think. Go for these again. Does it matter if we lose this hero? I think probably not. Gonna see if we can hang on. If we get lucky with the morale, we might just about do it. Okay, no luck. So Malekith is lost, that's fine. Alright, so he lands his boat, takes on the Horned Demons. It's very close to our town. Week of the Royal Griffin, that's a nice time to have it. We go for the stables. We get some extra movement points. We go for some angels. Okay, let's recruit as much as we can. So, halberdiers we can go for. Marksmen, let's just do it. No room, okay. We go for these, we go for crusaders, we go for zealots. Okay, so 178 halberdiers. Bunch of this stuff. I think I leave behind the Orc Chieftains and the Ogres. They're pretty good defenders, so that's not bad. We should be able to pick up some more marksmen. So choice between 30 Orc Chieftains and 41 marksmen. I think we do go for the marksmen. Now Sorscha has tons of movement points. She can go all the way to Adelaide, so that's really solid. So Edric needs to move out of the way. She also has all of her spell points intact. Okay, let's go straight for this. Let's move Fiona out of the way. Before we forget, we're going to go and recruit as many defenders as we can. So 21 ogres, 9 thunderbirds for sure. We'll go for the Orc Chieftains, Wolf Raiders. So upgraded Ogre Fort would make a massive difference because Ogre Magi have 60 hit points each instead of 40. That's kind of a no-brainer. We need some more gems. Okay, so we got some more gems. We now need 2 more wood. Kind of expensive, but I think it's worth it. Don't think we can hire all of them. 17, that's not bad. Let's get rid of our pikemen. And can we trade anything else? I think we probably should if we can. I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to get rid of this. We're going to pick up an extra ogre, and let's pick up a few of these. So I'd really like to get just a few more resources if possible. A bit more gold. Don't think anyone's in range of the water wheel. So let's go back to Sorscha. Sorscha can now go straight for Adelaide. We're definitely going to do that. So I think our range units alone should get this done before they can move. There we go. Adelaide is out. And we can actually push slightly further. No, we can't. Okay, so that's as far as we can go. But we're about to get to the path, and we can then go for Forest Glen, which is his main town. He's got Gundula, and he's got Genova. And then I think there's one more hero, pretty strong one somewhere. So if Torosar comes for us, our defenses are... they're okay. Have to bear in mind we do have that plus 20 attack. We can also go for Christian, but no, we don't have any gold. Okay, so question is, do we trade those last few resources? Is there anything we can do? I don't think there is. Not really. So we're kind of stuck with these defenders. But they're not bad. 37 spell points. 2 gold dragons is really dangerous, but pack of silver Pegasi are going to come in. The rest we can probably hold off for some time. The Horned Demons actually joined him. So I was hoping that would weaken him a bit, but it's made him stronger. That could be really bad. We have to win that. I have to spend everything I can. So with 200 extra gold, we can go for 5 more goblins. It's not much, but what we have to do. Yep, no way through to that. No other easily accessible gold. Gonna go and claim this. And let's take the slower units off Sorscha. She should be fine. Yeah, because their best hero is coming towards our stronghold base. So I think if she does get caught out, she should still be fine. So the question is, how much damage can we do to Torosar? Hopefully enough. Hopefully enough, we just have to go for it. I'm pretty sure he will attack us. He actually doesn't? Or no, he does. Okay, so he paused before he went for it. Okay, so big question here, and I think the deciding factor is... what spells is he going to go for? What does he have? 36 extra Horned Demons. If we didn't have to worry about that, I think we might have been okay. Good news is he has really bad ballistics. Okay, so can these guys reach? 8 speed. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they can reach. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they can reach. Perfect. Okay, so we wait with these. They go for the bigger stack, which is actually probably what we want. We want to wait with these. Wait with these. Then we attack with these and draw out the retaliation. Then we wait with these. Okay, so we can now go for Magic Arrow for 30 points of damage. That is going to kill 1 Silver Pegasus, so let's do it. Or could go for these instead. Or could even go War Unicorns, and I think we do have to go for the highest defense unit possible. Okay, so we attack with these. We attack with the Ogre Magi. And I think that's pretty much it. We should finish these off. Let's see how much health they have. So 112 health. So the most powerful stack is probably the Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds against the Silver Pegasi. So we defend with these, finish these off, and we attack these with the Thunderbirds. They're now finished off, so they have to break through the walls. They've not been able to do it this round. 7 spell points to go for Magic Arrow, I think we just do it. If we were to go for Bless, doesn't really help us too much. Let's go for these. Then we wait. Spell point situation, he has no spell points. Okay, so these guys can hit and run the Grand Elves, that's really good. One thing Rocks couldn't do. So they've now got a way through. Yeah, I really wish he didn't pick up those Horned Demons, that's really unfortunate. And in he comes with the Unicorns. So I could go for this attack, but I think it's not yet time, so we're going to move up. And we're going to wait. He's going to come in. Okay, so I can go for an attack on the Horned Demons, and I think I should. Let's do it. No, that was the end of the round. I must have worked that out wrong. Okay, so I shouldn't have done that. That was not wise. Alright, so once again we go for Magic Arrow on these. And I think we have to block off the Wolf Raiders. Although that doesn't really work. Perhaps we just go straight for the attack. Thing is, we want the Wolf Raiders to come down and go for a nice double attack. could actually fly out and just kite, so I don't necessarily want to risk my Thunderbirds. These guys have 9 speed, which I'm pretty sure is enough. Yep, so they can reach us. The Horned Demons can't. I might actually go for the Ballista or something. Let's get rid of the first aid tent. So this is gonna suck. Oh, they actually blind us. Horned Demons are coming after us. These guys can go for the hit, but I think we don't bother. Yep, we stay defensive. So Wolf Raider's not good at defending, really good offensive unit, very much glass cannon. So I would really rather have used them to attack the unicorns, but it's not going to be a thing. Okay, final magic area, let's just weaken these some more, and let's go for the Ballista. Unicorns do not want to go for my blinded stack, don't want to wake them up, which means we can now attack them. Kill another one off. And rest of the units are coming towards our Thunderbirds, which is completely fine. Perhaps I should have gone for the catapult, but it is 1000 HP, which I usually just assume can't be done. I'm gonna defend with these. Next round begins, another War Unicorn goes down. 2 left. I think this is out of range. See if he can reach us. Not quite. Perfect. Weaken him some more. Okay, so Dendroid's coming towards us, the rest are staying back. 3 arrow towers attack, they finish those off, and we can now pull back into the base. If I go for this, they have 6 speed, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They can easily catch us, so we can't go for the catapult as much as I'd like to. Gonna pull back instead. Wolf Raiders have been unblinded, and we can do full power against these. No more spell points left, but that's fine. Okay, can these reach us? So 4 speed, 1, 2, 3, 4. They shouldn't be able to reach us, so we wait. Yep, so they can't reach us. If we go for the attack, I don't think we get the kill. I don't see a reason to risk it, although we're 9 speed, these are 4. Might be safe. Then again, doesn't seem to be any real need. So we defend, we attack with these instead, finish them off, do some damage to the Horned Demons, and we can't reach the Ballista from here, but we'll see how close we can get. I didn't think they'd reach us, so they do reach us, they do tons of damage. That was a mistake. I had a bad feeling about that. That was a bad mistake. Okay, so that is... No, we still got 1 section of wall left. We've got a few more turns left of our arrow towers. We can just wait, and we can just try and kite them. Okay, so no, we do have another section of wall. So 2 sections of walls. Last time I mentioned having 1 section of wall, and we do now have just 1 section of wall, although I think that might be one as well, or... Yeah, we still seem to have some time, so let's just keep waiting. Do some damage to these. Okay, so now I think we fly across. I think at this point they will actually come to attack my other stacks. Oh no, they do start going for the arrow towers. That kind of sucks. Okay, so I'm going to wait with these. I'm going to wait with these. They can reach us. They do finish us off. Just need to deal as much damage as we can. So this is a level 4 creature against a level 4 creature. We do have 22 attack. We're attacking first, and Ogre Magi are better than Horned Demons, 1 for 1. So this should be okay. Yep, so that's very much in our favour. Still really annoyed at myself for wasting those Thunderbirds, but this force shouldn't need to do too much. "48 hit points left, this should be fine. Finish them off with the Thunderbolt and let these come closer. Defend. Okay, so the keep goes down, but that's fine. These guys come closer. They can actually reach these again, so I should have really checked that, but never mind. I'm not really expecting to use these forces again. There we go, so we win. Not only do we win, but Torosar doesn't flee, so he's not going to come back. Question's Gloves is good to have. We also get Advanced Intelligence, so we will have lots of spell points if that happens again. Okay, now Sorscha can take her units back. And let's push straight towards the base. Don't think we can make it, but should be able to go pretty far. Oh, we can. We can actually get there. Okay, so the defender is Gundula, who has... oh, does have the full forces. Okay, so doing this as a siege attack, I don't love the idea because she's gonna have the towers in her favor, but we have much better stats, so I think we just go for this. Okay, so the marksmen are going to take the brunt of the fire from the arrow towers, goes for slow on the angels, but does come out to attack us, so we should still be able to get plenty done. What else can we do? So we don't have haste, so we can't undo that. We do have 60 points damage on Magic Arrow. I think I go for these. Okay, so no morale on those. If we go for the attack on these, I'm not sure it works out, so I'm going to wait. I might actually attack them with the pikeman. Let's go for these with the angel. And then let's go for these. If we attack them with 30 Crusaders, I think that works. We do have this specialty, so we have a bit of extra attack and defense on those. These can't do too much. I'm going to go for these. Okay, so we don't finish them off, but we do a nice chunk of damage. Okay, let's defend. And let's go forward with these. Next round begins, the arrow towers finish us off. Gold dragons will go first. They do go for the zealots. No, they don't. They do go to block them off, but they don't go for the zealots. That's probably a good thing. Or in fact, definitely a good thing. I think we go for magic arrow on these. Then I think we should be safe to go for this. These guys can tank. Although we would break through them anyway with the Royal Griffins, but still. 6 speed on these, 8 speed on these. Perhaps the Crusaders can make it, so I'm going to go in. We do get morale, but unfortunately I can't get through, so I'm going to go back, take on the dragons instead. Go for these next. Always a bit risky going for that against dwarves, but it does work out, and we finish them off. Okay, so that's Gundula gone. Not too many losses, really. So we're going to park ourselves in the town. And we get a level 3 mage guild, so we've got Lightning Bolt, we've got Ice Bolt. Lightning Bolt's going to be really good for us. So the question now is, what heroes do they have left? They still have Clancy. So we need to look out for him. Can we actually see him? So there he is. We could probably go chase him down. Yeah, he's not got too much, so let's just leave some defenders behind. Although, with so few movement points, it obviously does make sense to stay in place. Okay, end the turn, and I think he knows he has to come for us, even though he knows he's not strong enough. We take all of our forces back. Let's go for it. So he's not terrible, but obviously the previous fight was tougher. We do have Lightning Bolt, which does 125 points of damage. That's a lot better. I think we go for these. Crusaders do one-hit kill those, so the thing about Crusaders is they do have the double attack, so you can imagine how much damage 30 Crusaders would do. This is overkill, but let's go for it. We don't really need to go forward, we could stay back. We are stronger from range, but still, this should be pretty safe. There we go. Alright, so he's still got at least one hero left. Statesman's Medal. Don't see that very often. Reduces the cost of surrendering. Has that changed appearance? I don't remember it looking like that. Anyway, so next hero is Genova, who is just about too far away for us to reach. Might as well claim ourselves some more gold. And let's go towards this. If she gets in the boat, that's fine. We can still chase her down. She's going to try and flee instead. So we just go chase her down. Hit her with as much as we can. They come forward and we should just be able to finish them off. There we go, Genova's down, and blue is vanquished, and at last we have completed Ascension. That was a surprisingly difficult map. There were things that went wrong, but also things that we got quite lucky with. But yeah, that is Heroes of Might and Magic 3 HD Edition. This was originally supposed to be like quite a quick video, just to show the differences between HD Edition and the original game. Or not really to show the differences, but more like just to highlight that there are different versions of the game. So I am planning to make that video on the differences between HD Edition and Complete Edition with the HD mod. You obviously already know my thoughts. I do think HD Edition is the inferior version of the game, but if you still want to buy it, you can still have good games. This was quite a fun map, still enjoyed it, even without the quality of life improvements from Complete Edition. But yeah, I do really recommend Complete Edition on the whole. You can go for both versions of the game if you want to. Ultimately, they're both fairly cheap, so it's your choice. But do keep an eye out for the video link in the description, which will take you to my HD Edition deep dive when it's ready. But yeah, that is the map Ascension. I hope you guys enjoyed it. There are plenty more playthroughs on the channel, so do go check those out. You'll mostly find them under the playlist link on the channel page. But yeah, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.